feeling like anger. How do I
Why
calm this anger? Or what did
talking about that? Why are you angry?
today was just a long day. I've had buyers lie. The one thing I hate is when somebody lies to me. It's the one thing that it pushes my buttons to the point of I, I I just hate it when people lie because I'm an honest guy, right?
Right. Let's break that down a little bit. I'm getting downloads as we're talking about it. Like,
So
yeah,
basically, around Friday, I had a guy, Albert, good friend of mine.
yeah. You don't
He,
have to name names. Just the guy is great.
yeah, just a guy. He real close guy. He was like, "Yo, man, this big buyer, right? Not his fault, mind you. He's the messenger, okay?
Right.
Big
Yeah.
buyer talks
There
to
you go.
him. He's like, I'm a big fish in the sea, right? I could eat anything you throw at me. I've got the funds for it." And I'm like, he's like, you know what? And he's a Hispanic, so he goes, Mijo, I'm gonna let you talk to him, all right? You do the work. Because he
Right.
says, I have faith in you, right? You're young. I have faith in you. I want to see you succeed. So he gives me his number. I start talking to him. Boom, boom, boom. He's like, yeah, man, I got the funds for it. I'm like, how quick can you close? He's like, I can close in a week, right? And I'm like,
How big
okay.
is it? How big is the deal?
I have multiple deals, like huge, like
Yeah.
from
No. No. No.
from
Yeah.
Okay,
Me.
five.
I
From
believe we're going live right now on YouTube.
Yeah, I see it. So
Yeah.
I have about a deals like minimum, probably we're looking at a minimum. The Beaumont one I send
I
you is
better turn it down.
995,000, and that's the lowest deal I have right now.
Okay.
So the biggest deal I have right now is 390, no, 500 million, right? And that's a portfolio. So
Okay.
that's
Let's stop. So this is a $500 million portfolio, right?
so no, but like I have deals ranging from from those numbers. So lowest
Right.
995,000 to 500 million, right?
Right. Right.
And he was telling me anything you throw at me, I can buy, right? He was
Right.
like, send me everything you got. And so I started sending him back to back to back to back deals, right? But
Right.
before I did, I said I need you to sign an NCND and I need you to send me your proof of funds, right? To prove you're a legit buyer.
Right.
So he signs the NCND, no question, right? That gave me a good green flag. Like, okay, he wasn't afraid to sign the non-compete, non-disclosure, right? And if you're a snaky person, you're not gonna want to sign that because you're gonna want to try to go behind my back. Excuse me. So he signed it.
Right.
I was like, okay, good. He sends me the proof of funds of $250 million. Okay. This is on Friday. I'm like, okay, cool. Everything's starting to check out, right? He's a real investor. Boom. So I start asking him questions because the you had the AFC and the NFC championship on Saturday, right? I think it was on Saturday. And as I'm talking to him, I'm like, yeah, man. So who's on like how big is your team? He's like, I have 3 to 6 people. Three of us are buyers. One does automations and just a bunch of other things. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I'm talking to him and we've already sent him deals already. So I've already sent him a 268 unit in Houston and he's taking a look at it and everything's starting to add up. But then he starts throwing out, oh, I have to talk to my partners about it. Oh, I have to talk to my partners about it. Oh, and for me, when you're saying I have to talk to my partners about it, at first I'm like, okay, cool. He has 3 other partners who buys, right? But he's telling me he's the big fish, right?
I love it. The whale, right?
Yeah, he's saying he's the whale, right? He's basically
There
saying
you
he's
go.
the whale. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll let it slide. He's saying he's big dog. Maybe he has to talk to his partners, get some funds approved, whatever, right? Mind you, he sent me a proof of funds of $250 million. So we're talking, and every time he's like, yeah, I need to get an LOI. Okay. I need to get an LOI. I need to wait for the bank to approve my funds. I need to wait for the bank to approve this deal. I need to get an LOI. I need to talk to my partners. And then he starts sending me buy boxes. Like, hey, do you have anything that fits a 3-1 1970 plus two-port garage? And I'm like, that's what a wholesaler asks for.
Right.
Right. I'm like, that's what a wholesaler asks for. I'm like, buyers don't do that. Right. Buyers have their criteria and they tell you what they want. So I actually just got off the phone with a buyer, and that's exactly what he did. He said, I have this criteria, and this is what I stick by. And I was like, okay, you're a real buyer. He's telling me, do you have this, 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 this? I'm like, that's what wholesalers ask for. But I let it go because some of my partners, we've been talking about it, and they thought he was fishy at first too. So I come back and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, what's going on, brother? Like, it's been 4 days, 5 days now. Where's the proof of funds? Like, where's the LOI? What's going on with these deals? He's like, I'm still waiting for my partners to get back on me. I'm still waiting for the LOI. I'm waiting for the bank to get approved. And mind you, it's probably around Monday now. And I've sent him 30 deals, 20 to 30 deals, something like that.
Gotcha.
So then my guy, he calls him up and all by himself, and he goes, "Hey man, just checking up on you. I haven't talked to you since I've connected you with Sam. I just wanted to see how the business is going." Right? And he's like, "Oh yeah, everything." This is what my partner relays back to me. He goes, "Yeah, everything's good. I actually don't have any funds at the moment." And when he told me that, it frustrated me because 3-4 days ago you had just sent me a proof of funds of $250 million.
Right. You can get those POFs all over the place, I think,
Yeah, you can buy a POF for $15.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, this isn't so the proof of funds was fake, right? He
Yep.
keeps saying he's an investor, but another thing that he keeps saying is, "Oh, I need to be direct to seller." Why? Right? Most buyers don't really care about being direct to seller. They just want to have a good deal, make sure that the process goes smoothly. And that's just from what I've noticed from working with buyers.
Yeah. Some of our big buyers, they want to be, they will remember how the deal got connected, and they will actually will want to talk to the sellers,
Yeah, that's fine, right? I'm okay with letting you talk to the seller and all that good stuff because I completely
Yeah.
understand. You just want to make sure everybody's in agreement and then the
Yeah.
process goes
Yeah.
smoothly. That's
Yep.
perfectly fine. But it's with every deal. He's like, "I need to be direct to seller." He's like, "I
Yeah.
need to be direct to seller." And I'm like, "Okay, buddy, something's
Maybe you
not
got
right."
maybe you
Yeah.
got the wrong buyer then.
I'm like, "Something's not right here," because we've waited now 7 days. We had the 200 unit in Orlando. My boy had to break his back to get the seller to actually come back in with the deal because we had been waiting for him to get the LOI. And what we think, after he told my partner that, "Oh yeah, we actually don't have funds at the moment. We're waiting for the bank to approve us." I was like, "Okay, something's not right." And so I started asking my partners. I was like, "What do you guys think about it?" And they're like, "This seems fishy. Something's not right." And we all had come to an agreement that we actually think that he's a wholesaler and he has big buyers. And then just today, for the 14 unit in Beaumont, he's texting us like it's closed, deal's ready to go, everything seems good. And then he texts saying, this is what he said. He said, "Oh, well, hedge fund." He said, "So I spoke to the hedge fund and I was like, I thought you were the hedge fund." Right? Because I texted him personally and I was like, "So you guys are basically a hedge fund, a huge hedge fund with buying power, right? You guys are
Right.
like 2 3 hedge funds in one." And he was
Right.
like, "Yeah, man, we have a bunch of buying power." So then I started doing some digging, right? I started going through his Facebook, started going through his TikTok, and the phrases and the words and the terms he was using, it was not investor terms, right? He was like, "We're looking to sell
Well,
this
it
property
takes a
to."
while for people to learn. Hey, Mark, you should
Yes.
drop this link and tell some of the other people to come in.
Oh, you want to share the screen?
Huh?
Who
No, I'm
are you-
saying some
Where
more
are
of
we
our
dropping the
team.
link?
Drop it in our Facebook
In group?
page and in
All right,
JJ's Facebook page so people know we're still on.
let me do that.
So basically, Pan, the way he was speaking and the terms he was using, this whole situation just seemed fishy and the one thing that I don't like is when somebody lies to me. I'd rather you tell me the truth, like, hey, I work with hedge funds. I am a wholesaler. I don't have the funds right now because he sent me funds from this website called Plan D Investments. And I called the number and it rang through twice, no response. And when I looked up this company, Plan D Investments, they're actually known to be used by wholesalers to act as investors. And as me and Mark were talking about, is that you can get a proof of funds with any number you want on it for $15, $20, something like that. So it's hard for me to trust him when he is not giving me the full information or being completely trustworthy. So that's why actually I had texted you, Pan, saying I'm looking for real buyers, like a real buyer.
Right. Yeah.
Because
And yeah.
he's fishy, man. He's throwing my vibe off and I don't like it.
Yeah. No, anything that, we usually like to underwrite the stuff with the person bringing the deal because we want to explain to them, how we evaluate our deals. So you get a good idea because we do have buyers, we're squatting up with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and if you're not, I don't know, not everyone's good with underwriting and understanding what a deal is. So it like teaches us all and stuff like that. But usually when we're underwriting someone's deal, we're limited to who we bring in.
Yeah, of course.
So, and we don't usually do that live stream or anything. We did live stream an underwrite. Did we underwrite a deal? I forget. I think we did like hypothetical deal. Like on market stuff. We were doing on market stuff.
On market stuff, I've always, when I run my numbers for on market deals, I always ran it at a 0.65 of the ARV or like a 0.6 of, or
I'm
like
just saying live stream, like what type of deals we did underwrite for the last live stream. So yeah. Telling Mark, bring more people in. We'll just take over GG's Zoom. For some reason, our Zoom doesn't have a way to live stream. So, later when we get on these types of Zooms, we like to talk about a lot of different things.
Yeah, that's I love to hear that, and I love the community that you guys have built. It's very, very beautiful. And see, like, this is what I love when I'm talking to a real investor, like Serena. She was in the Zoom call and she texted me and she said, "Hey, I'm an investor and a realtor." I love that because you're being open and transparent with me from the jump, right? And I love to ask questions because I want to figure out who I'm working with. What do you prefer? And so I asked her, I said, what do you prefer? She said, I love like investor first, 100%. So for me, it's just honesty. That's my biggest thing. And I would rather you be honest with me than keep on lying to me continuously. And he's a man of God. So it makes me question him even more. How are you a man of God preaching loyalty and yet you're lying to me and my team? And the one thing I hate is when I was working with him and we had talked about a deal in Pennsylvania where title's clear and I had let him know, I said, "Hey, are you okay with a 15-day inspection? Title's clear. We can close in 15 days. There's nothing really wrong with the property." And he said, "Yeah, that's fine." Right? Then he texts me an hour later saying, "Actually, I need 60 days to close." Right? On the contract. And I had already told the seller or the person I was working with that buyer's okay with a 15-day close, right? And he's okay with it like a 5 to 7 day inspection, something like that. Actually, I think it was a 25-day close with a 15-day inspection. And he was
Mm.
already okay with that. And I had finalized that deal with them. Come to find out, I had to let him know, like, listen, don't make me go back on my word again. Because when I say something to somebody and I have to go back and tell them something completely differently than what I told them, it makes me feel so bad because I pride myself on being a man of my word. If I say I can close in 15 days, we can close in 15 days. And the way he just made me feel, I didn't like it because I don't like going back on my word because it makes me look bad. I had to go tell my partner, it now makes him look bad. And now if he goes and tells the seller, hey, instead of 15 days, now we have to do a 60-day close. That's a big jump, a big change in numbers in an hour. And it's just bad business all the way around. And I don't like bad business. I like smooth, everybody's on board. And it's just been a frustrating couple of days because all of my partners, for me, I pride myself in like I said, in my honesty and being a man of my word. And when I have to keep going back to my partners, telling them, oh, this changed. Oh, this changed. Now this is the difference. It just makes me feel really bad and I hate doing it. So that's why I had reached out to you, or I think you actually reached out to me and because I had posted that deal, or I said I had,
Maybe, I don't know. I
yeah,
talked to so many people, I don't
so
know.
many
I'm like,
people.
I don't know, somehow we connected, that's all good.
Yeah.
You know?
And um it's just a big carfuncle, as everybody would say, as me being respectful, but it was just very, very bad business, very, very bad. And I had to let him know, like, please don't let me put my word in jeopardy again, because and as a man, I take that very seriously. I don't like going back on my word. When I say I can do something for you, I do it. And when I have to go back within an hour and tell my business partner I can't do that anymore, it completely it makes me feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm a liar.
Well, I mean, sometimes it is that way, like I'll tell you, people flip their minds regularly in this, um, you know, in the real estate game. So it's like you do have to keep up with what your people are doing and what they're pivoting to. Mark, you look like you're dodging something in your picture. What do you do? You must be walking. You're muted. You're muted. Sorry, Sam.
I'm deaf. People were asking if we're still on Zoom. I'm like, why did you guys leave? You know how we roll. Sometimes it's 4 hours. I mean, it depends. But Pansy's in charge again, and you know what happens when Pansy's in charge. Like she just takes over everything. But like getting back to the anger thing, I mean, like people are people, brother. Like, and we're crazy people. But the anger, that's I've been there before, man.
I meditate, right?
I
So
I couldn't meditate, dude, when my property's thousands of miles away and I'm helplessly like I need boots on the ground and boy, I was angry, man. I was freaking angry. Like I can feel you, bro. I mean, this is real money and real monopoly and really stolen from my kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that hurts, man. But it's part of this business. If you don't have the lessons, you will be taught them directly. I mean,
Right. But what is the lesson you really learned?
yeah, what's the lesson?
for
Yeah,
me,
you tell us,
the
Mark.
lessons that I learned, because like I said, I come
Sam.
up with solutions. I don't see this as a failure. I see this as a lesson.
Yes.
And the lesson that I learned is before you send any deals out or before I decide to move forward in the process on finding a buyer, is to really pre-qualify every buyer I talk to
I like
and
that.
truly
That's better.
figure out if you are an investor or if you're a broker or if you have buyers or if you work for a hedge fund or if you are the hedge fund, right? So every new buyer that I've talked to, I just got off the phone with one not too long ago. I had to let him know, like, hey, brother, it's been a long day. Don't mind me if I'm short with you, right? I've had a rough day. And I let him know that. And he said, it's okay, man. I understand. And I was like, so what's your and he told me he was like, I have a very strict criteria. And from that right there, I automatically knew buyer because what he told me, he was like, I only buy this. And he was very specific in what he buys. 90 to 120 units.
Clarity,
Must
yeah.
must be a motel, hotel, 50K a door. Like these are very specific things that and the questions I was asking him, I was trying to really bait him to see if he's truly a buyer or if he's a wholesaler, if he works with buyers. I was like, yeah, man, how many properties do you have at the moment? Oh, I actually work with a mentor. He's been teaching me how to do this. I've been an investor for this long. I was like, okay, not bad. You have a nice portfolio going on. I see where you buy at. I'm like, so what's the ranges of where you buy? He's like, actually, I got you. I buy between, because he's in Oregon. I don't have anything in Oregon. And he was like, between a 2 hour flight of Oregon in any direction, I'll buy. And he got very specific with me, which made me trust him even more because he he gave me he gave me what I needed, right? And when I got down to the nitty-gritty with him, he showed me who he truly was. I asked the right questions, which I didn't think I was doing before, right? I was jumping the gun too quick. I got an investor. Okay, cool. Let's move forwards. Now I really have to sit back, chat with my investors for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, and really feel you out. Maybe you're not the investor because I can read people, right? I'm like
Love
Yeah.
that.
I can read people. So I can tell just from the phone if you're a true investor or not, or if you have the funds. And I asked him, do you have funds ready? How quick can you close? And I was like 45 days or less because I just wanted to bait him, right? I wanted to see. I wanted to see. He was like, honestly, brother, I need at least a 90-day due diligence. And I
Yeah, I
was
mean,
like,
there's the big multifamily like that, dude. There's a lot of things to look over, man. You're not gonna close that in 15 days, man. That's
but that was something
not
I
gonna
didn't,
happen.
yeah, that was something I didn't know, right? Because I've only been in the apartment complex game for about a week now, a week and a half.
All
So
right.
for me, I'm still learning about it, right? I went from single families straight to apartment complexes. So that transition for me is huge. I'm still learning, right? Of course, and I'm always going to be learning, and I'm happy to learn more. But from what I learned now and the lessons that I had to learn from this was to really pre-qualify your investors and your buyers and find out what his true motives are. Why
Yeah,
does
what
he
do they
want to
want?
buy?
Yep.
So that was the lesson that I learned.
Like, so you can you know how to calculate cap rates and underwrite and all that stuff, the multifamily?
I know how to calculate cap rates, NOIs, operating expenses. I want to get better. I want to learn how to calculate a projected cap rate. I know how to calculate a cap rate. You take your NOI, subtract it by your operating expenses, and then you divide that by your purchase price. And then that gives you your cap rate. So for me, it was, I know, like, I didn't know how to read a T12. I learned that. I didn't know what an OM was. I know what that is now. I now know how to read rent rolls, what occupancy rate is. And there are calculators everywhere on Google that you can find that'll calculate cap rates for you. But I want to learn how to do it without having AI do it for me. And then once I learn how to do it by myself through my phone calculator, I won't need an AI, right? I can just boom, 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 boom in 10 seconds because I move faster like that instead of going back and forth okay, this is NOI, this is operating expense. I'd rather look at it, punch the numbers into my calculator on my phone, and then go from there. So I figured the one thing I want to learn is how to get a projected cap rate. So what would cap rate be in 2 years when you sell the property? That's something I'm still working on and learning how to read T12s perfectly or
Yeah.
almost perfectly. And that's something that I'm really trying to work on. So these are things that I have to work on myself and figure out how to get the information for it. But I
Right.
know that it won't take me long because I'm a fast learner. So I could watch 2 videos. And the thing is, like, I'm willing to stay up till 3 a.m. trying to figure out how do I run cap rates. I'll sit here and watch a 6-hour video on how to run cap rates or how to get
Oh,
projected cap
he
rates.
can, Mark can show you that. That's why I
Yeah,
said
I
you
can-
could bring like deals to us and we can help you underwrite them. And
Yeah, we
you're
should
learning
underwrite,
in the process.
we should
Mhm.
underwrite some deals together.
I got you, brother. I sent you
Yeah.
3 of those deals and I figured out cap rate on all 3 of them.
We
And
can do
How
it
did you
without
pick-
dropping the address and stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
how did you figure out the cap rate?
so I took the T12 that they gave me because I'm a dispo. So I run my own due diligence. So the deals they
Okay.
send me, before I send them out, I do my own due diligence.
I love
So
it.
I took the annual NOI, the net NOI, not the gross, the net
Right.
NOI.
Right?
I subtracted it from operating expenses, the annual operating expenses, because every video I've seen on YouTube and everybody that tells me is to not do it monthly because the monthly expenses and your monthly expenses and everything can differ, right? They say you can find the average and then you can go from there. But I just take the net NOI subtracted by my net expenses, and then I take that number and I divide it by my purchase price or the purchase price that my team has now got it locked up at. And that gives me my cap rate. So I have
And
a
the closers octagon is on, is
so
live right now.
one of the deals in Houston,
Yeah.
if I look at the T12 right now,
So you got the gross scheduled income, which is a perfect full rent roll, right?
mhm,
Then you're gonna take that perfect rent roll, gross scheduled income, and then you're gonna subtract some vacancy out of there, right? At least
mhm.
at least a 10% vacancy.
At least a 10% vacancy. That's
Yeah.
what's yeah. That's what somebody
Then,
tells me is at least 10%.
yeah, then so you're gonna have 90% of that gross scheduled income. And then what do you think the expenses run on these multifamilies? Just a ballpark number.
Yeah.
I mean, percentage number wise.
I've seen upwards of 15 to 20%, like 15%. I've seen
On multifamily,
you said
on a big 100 unit building, big 100 unit. How much percent is expenses?
expenses on a full.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
just like I said, we're just dealing with a 100 unit apartment building. Very simple, easy numbers.
um,
Like what percentage of the NOI or the gross schedule? The You got gross scheduled income, then you got vacancy, and now you got that number. Now we're gonna add or subtract the expenses away. So a percentage of the expenses that your water, trash, taxes, and all the freaking bells and whistles, maintenance, uh, you know, repairs, and all the things.
I'm actually not too sure about the percentages.
Usually you can just thumb a rule is 50 to 55%.
50 to 55%. Let me write that
Yeah.
down real quick
Yep.
because I usually deal with the numbers. So hold on.
Because when you're saying 15%, dude, I'll buy all the buildings you can find with 15% expense ratio, man. Like all of them.
So
Every single one you can find.
usually 50 to 55%.
Yep, 50. You know what? Maybe what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna text you a video from Uncle G, dude, because this guy breaks it down really super good.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go make a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. It's late for me, so I'm gonna be up.
I can't hear you.
I said it's, did he say it's not or it is late for me, but I'm gonna be up or no?
No,
Yeah, I was confused.
I'm gonna be up tonight. That's what I said. I'm gonna be up tonight.
He's gonna be up calculating cap rates and stuff.
All night, brother. All
You know,
night, brother.
you don't know how many times I couldn't sleep after hanging out with these guys, with my team, like just talking to more people and, learning new ways to help each other out and work together. It's like, yes, we almost had a really good deal.
Yeah,
But
that was a
the
crazy deal, huh?
yeah, but the borrowers decided they didn't want the house after all, which,
But how did that make you feel, Pansy, when when we got that? I mean, not to divulge any details or anything, but just like that whole experience was freaking. We pinged them and they showed up to the Zoom. We talked about the deal. They proved the deal. You called them out on their stuff, and they said, "No, no, everything's legit." How did that make you feel?
well, no, it felt good to be able to be in rooms that I respected the people and to be able to do, have them reach out to me to give me the opportunity,
Right?
to try to help them save
Solve
someone from
problems.
going through foreclosure,
Yep.
So it wasn't necessarily just about the money though. There was more behind it. So
Right.
it really does feel good when people, do come to you and give you that opportunity and you're able to, you know, we would have came through, but the borrowers decided, they, for whatever reason, that they weren't going to go through with it. So,
It was
I'm
even
not
challenging.
down. I'm not disappointed. I'm like,
No, I think it's a great lesson. I mean, I
like,
truly enjoyed that
and I'd
process.
like to know, also what we could have done something better. I'm sure I wasn't flawless, and so
No,
and
you were
and not that I will be, but the point is, we were all able to talk just like we're talking now.
right.
Look over a deal, and possibly, there could have been a deal between us, which would have been awesome, you know. And there's more opportunities though behind it, because we were staying in communication and they know we were, gonna help and whatever. So
Right,
like,
but those people reached out to you because you built rapport and a relationship way before you needed it, huh? Way before you needed it.
yeah.
It was I mean, to be on that Zoom was priceless. It was just actually an honor to hang out with people at that caliber and be able to speak their language, and they're like, you know what, we are going to be doing business. When I heard that, I was like, wow, that's freaking awesome. If it's not this one, it'll be the next one. Huh? No, they found some challenges.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, we're all just problem solvers. She's streaming to her YouTube, so we gotta be careful with the. We're just kicking it right here in the car together.
Hi, Fancy. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Yvonne, how are you?
I'm doing?
Good to see you. Is it that time already?
You both. Hey, been a couple hours.
No, I'm saying, well, like, I didn't realize it was that, like, late. At least it's
No,
late
I
for
pulled
me.
up and I parked the car and I'm all like, what's Mark doing in the car? He's sitting in the car and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing, babe?
I actually thought it was later.
Because I'm talking to Sam and Pansy. I'm like, oh, okay.
She's got access to the studio and she's able to stream out of this studio. We're not able to stream out of ours, so
Oh,
she got delegated the host, so she's hosting all right.
He left me in charge.
good. Right?
He just doesn't
My
know what he
mentor.
did.
I'm learning. I'm taking my notes.
Oh no, I'm just saying I'm laughing like I always like ha ha ha, like what can I do with other people's
Like
Zooms?
the affirmation was funny.
I'm so happy. I'm so
It's not
happy
the
I
action.
can't stop laughing.
Ha, 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 ha.
Where is it's on your phone, right? We should do it right now. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, the affirmations.
I create my life.
Hold on, I'm trying to do something. You
I
guys
play the
go
money
ahead.
game to win.
Oh my God.
I get rich to get what I want.
Oh, I didn't put it in here.
It's in the other chat.
Oh, well, hold on.
My goodness.
Hey,
That's what happens when we have so many chats going on. Like what,
I
80?
know that's what
80
I'm
different chat
saying.
strings. It gets crazy.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go.
You want to host it?
Yeah, I'll host it.
All right.
All right, it says,
What is he gonna
create
do?
my life.
Oh,
I create my life.
I play the money game to win.
I play the money game to win.
I get rich to get what I want.
I get rich to get what I want.
I'm a generous giver and an excellent receiver.
I'm a generous giver and an excellent receiver.
Ludicrous opportunities always comes my way.
Lucrative opportunities always come my way.
I'm an excellent money manager.
I'm an excellent money manager.
I'm so happy I can't stop laughing.
I'm so happy I can't stop laughing.
I always pay myself first.
I always pay myself first.
Money always finds me.
Money always finds me.
Money comes to me easily and frequently.
Money comes to me easily and frequently.
I always love my life.
And last but not least, I always love my life. I wonder if that's going to go on closed caption. Does captions work on your YouTube?
So this has completely changed.
Pansy's asleep over there.
I'm texting someone. Sorry.
She's multitasking.
Does captions go on your stream?
I don't know.
We met one gentleman. He speaks Chinese and his kids do too. That's crazy, huh?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
His name was in Chinese on the bag. Did you see that?
How'd that go?
Well, he didn't get to speak, but JJ's gonna talk. They're gonna have a one-on-one, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
how cool is that?
That's what it's all about on JJ's Zoom. Like it's about meeting and greeting.
I
That's
like
how-
that. It's like, sounds like one of these little kid shows. JJ's World, JJ's Zoom.
Right. Well, that's what it is. I mean, that's how we connected, right? JJ Zoom, you were in the back of the class,
Yeah, I tried. No, I tried.
I tried.
and now you're in charge of the class.
I know. How did I? What happened?
I don't
Hey,
know.
but you know what? You're
I'm gonna
great.
ask you that. What happened? What did you do? How'd you gain that respect and trust?
And you're muted still.
JJ picked me.
Really?
JJ picked me. He pulled me out of the back of the class and just kept bringing me up. So
No hiding in the back of the class.
no.
You get to be the chosen one.
You'll be the
Yeah.
chosen one.
Oh yeah, it happens.
Have you ever
I
been
went
the
on
chosen
to
one?
support
Yeah.
Angie Milanazzo and Dominic Milanazzo and Rachel Schwartz. What is that? I don't know. I'm on a live thing here. Oh, thank you.
We are live.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden, my husband wants to clean the basement and bring everything up here to me.
Oh
Like-
no. Hey, wait. He likes to clean?
No,
In the beginning,
no, no,
in,
Oh.
no.
in the beginning
It's
was
just
all
we've agreed that we have too many things in the house that we are not using that
Yep.
no longer serve a purpose in our lives. So together we're supposed to go through this, and he picks the most like kind of some of the worst times to do it.
Uh-oh.
Maybe that's the
Yeah.
time that in the beginning it was supposed to be done.
Hey, you know what? I know those are not the fun things to do.
No, they're
Um,
not. I'm
No,
like, ugh.
I know.
But it
It's not
feels
the
good
fun
when
thing.
you
But you know what?
can. It
Once
really
you
does feel
clear it
good when you
out,
can get
then
rid
it's
of
all
stuff.
like good energy. You feel good. You're like, oh wow, look, it's clear, it's clean, and
Hmm.
it's all good.
Yeah, no, I agree with
You
that.
don't even need, you
And
know?
there's too much clutter around here. It needs to be more organized. That's right. I gotta find it. Oh, not to find a table. I think I'm supposed to go to my mom's Sunday
Oh,
to get a table so I can move some stuff around to
yeah.
get a little better, more organized.
You know what? When I was younger and I had my kids and everything, I always rearranged the house, like
Oh my
each room.
goodness, every
It
week.
drove Mark crazy.
Yeah.
He's all like, babe, what did you put this? I'm like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, why are you rearranging? I said, you know what? I said, I'm vacuuming, I'm getting all the dust bunnies, I'm cleaning, getting good vibes and stuff like that. It drove him crazy sometimes. But he come home and goes, again? I'm like, you got all the, when you have the little ones, you got all the toys all over the place and you're putting them away and you're vacuuming. I'm like, it's just a habit, Yeah.
So how are you able to connect this to your other channel? It just
What do you
tells
mean?
you
So
when you stream it.
when I hit the more button because I'm a host,
Yeah.
then I go all the way down and there was a button stream to YouTube. I never see that one
Hmm.
on our personal
Maybe
Zoom.
it's a setting somewhere we gotta go look for.
I went in and tried to look at that, but you're right, it might be something that hasn't been activated yet. It might cost more. I don't know.
Let's ask the audience. What are we missing?
Yeah.
What is the
I
audience
mean, I
missing?
think JJ answered that question.
I'm really glad that you talked me off the ledge.
Did you do that yesterday?
And even if I didn't, score high tonight, just the fact that I came on here and had so many people that were rooting for me and believing in me.
We're trying to find some people. Nobody's coming in.
People that
There's probably like 50 people waiting in the waiting room, huh?
see something in me that I wasn't seeing myself. Like, that's huge.
It is, but it's not as simple as the fact that and I think that's why.
All right, I'm back, guys.
Nice.
Hey, Mark, can you send me that video on how to calculate cap? Oh, is that Yvonne?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the missus.
That's the I had
Yeah,
a
he got
That's
to
my
meet
daughter.
her earlier.
Oh my
okay.
JJ calls it my daughter.
Yeah, JJ does. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Your daughter. That's funny.
That's the
Like I
missus.
bug Justin on his hat. Hey, where's your sub 2 hat, man?
I talked about that today on the call.
Oh, did he?
I'm like, she still wants that hat.
I still want that hat.
I mean, she still wants it. It's like sentimental value from that one Rhea meetup,
That's
Take the hat
okay.
down.
It's all right. So how you doing?
Oh, that's the missus. Lucky guy.
Oh yeah, 20, almost 28.
You notice
Years.
how she looked at you? She was like, "You better get that right."
Right.
Let me check.
You know what?
Let me check
He
behind the
hasn't
ring here.
forgotten. He has not forgotten. Like, not my
Oh,
birthday.
I have from time
No,
to
you've been
time.
good.
this is live streaming, man. This is gonna be here forever. Like, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I have from time to time.
We all do.
Look at my face. It's all jacked up.
Giving up, right?
Hey,
All
I have
jacked
to
up.
do when I
Wow.
get on.
Nah, man, you look good. You look good while you're in your 40s, man. Wink, 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 right there.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
I
Thank
just
you.
every time I go to buy one of them alcoholic things, they always check my thing, my ID.
Of course, man. They're like,
You know what? Our son, same thing. He grew a beard, and we went out to dinner, and our oldest daughter got ID. Okay,
Yeah.
and then our son didn't, and then she's all like, "Cody, why is it that you didn't get ID'd, but I did?" And then
'cause of the
I said,
beard.
Mark and I said, "Well, that's because he's got a beard."
That's
Yeah,
it. That's
You know,
literally
like,
because he got a
so
beard.
you know?
He had it since he was a junior, and I'm like, bro, you could have done this like way back then, bro. Like,
Way back then. I had a mustache when I was 16 and everybody thought I was 19,
So, yeah,
20.
See?
Right.
Yeah,
It's come with
Yeah.
a lot of
absolutely.
overcoming failure. And
let me go dig that video really quick.
All
Um,
good.
I know
So
that there's a lot of
28
people
years
that
you guys
know
have been
it,
married.
that
Yeah, man. I mean, you would think we know. I mean, it's up and down. Like, it's definitely
Well, no
Uh,
relationship is ever perfect. So
it was
you
kinda
you
like
you, you have to have the ups and downs, otherwise it's never gonna work. You have to be best friends, you know.
right?
my parents
Yeah.
have been married for 32 years, man.
That's amazing. That's
That
see, you could take marriage advice from that, right?
right?
No, for me, I feel like marriage in my generation is out the window. I'll never get married.
Talk to me about that, man.
Why do you say that?
I feel like for my generation, it's I'll never get married. A man has everything to lose,
Rapid fire.
no matter what. And
Wow.
Oh,
So,
dude.
that will be great.
it's
What
Don't
about
you
the
think-
things
yeah,
you
you
have
gotta-
to
You
win?
know what?
Why do you
I
have
do-
things to lose?
I
What do
do
you
have
mean?
to say that yes,
Talk
I
about
think
that.
generation is quite challenging to find, but you gotta
The wrong thing.
here.
don't
I'll
be
explain
saying
to
that
you.
gotta think the
I'll-
positive.
I'll
and,
explain to you guys why. You ready? Listen to this. So, if
All
you
right,
guys
hold
don't
on,
mind
hold on. Let me send this link and let me get Square over
It'll
here.
come.
Okay.
Let me get
So
Square.
beautiful. So
We love these types of conversations and different points of views. We like all of
Yeah.
this.
perfect. So here's how I think about it. I'm 21, right? You guys are when you guys were raised.
Oh, 40, you said 40 something, so I'll
We'll
agree
take
with,
that.
yeah.
So
Late 40s.
40 something, right? So I
40
would say
something, yeah.
40 something, yeah. So it's for you guys, it's a different generation, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I got a kid older than you, my friend, so
My point exactly.
I'm 40
So
something.
exactly, my point exactly. So for you guys growing up, it was a different generation, right? Marriage was something that you guys looked forwards to, right? And a man and
Maybe.
a man and a woman could like my parents, they've been married for 32 years and they've had their ups and downs, but they've stuck through it, right? You guys have been
Let her
married.
in. Where is
You guys
she?
have been married for 28 years,
Oh, there
right?
she is.
So
Oh, good.
I don't know if
Sorry.
Pan, you're married, but
She's been married.
Yep.
She's
Okay.
married.
so
Who? Me? I'm married.
how long have you been married for, if you don't mind me asking?
21 years
21 years. Okay.
or 20
so
years. I don't know. How many is it? 20.
20 years. So 20
I don't
years,
know. We
28
quit
years, and
counting.
32 years, right? So it was a different generation, right? For me nowadays, everything is about the woman, right? And a man has everything to lose. And I've seen it firsthand there have been videos, I don't know if you guys see that, of scrolling through TikTok. Some women don't even have vows for their marriage. They don't even say vows for their marriage. And a man, and here's another problem that I've seen over and over and over and over again.
Uh-huh.
Men get married, right? The woman could cheat on the man, take half of his assets, his house, his money, the kids, and he is left with nothing. And he could have been the best husband to this woman. And it's so bad because in court, the court 80 to 90% of the time favors the woman. So it's
I don't
hard.
know about all that.
Hold
I
on,
don't
hold
know
on,
about
hold
that.
on. But
My
that's
experience
You're gonna
differently.
get. You're
hold
gonna
on,
get
hold on.
some- you're
But this
gonna
is what I've seen for my
This is just
in
one,
my
your
generation. Though.
perspective.
This is in my generation though.
Let
Like,
him run a second, Pans.
this is in my generation. You guys
Yeah.
are.
Well, I am going live on my YouTube, so
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta be.
I'm being
Kind
very.
too.
I'm being very cautious. Okay.
Yeah.
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 No, but listen, I'm just saying it's a good debate. You know what I'm saying? As long as
Yes,
everybody,
absolutely a healthy
this
debate.
is open session.
Mhm.
We kind of, I like
And
if we
I-
agreed on everything, you know
It
what I'm
wouldn't be-
saying? In
of
this
course.
world,
so
it would be boring.
It
exactly.
would
I like
be
it.
very boring.
So from the things that I've seen, I've had older friends of mine get trapped from women, getting them. I wouldn't say trapped, but I've seen men go into marriage, and I've seen it over and over and over again. I'm talking about my generation. Men go into marriage with a woman. He could be the best thing for her. And I've seen this on interviews. I've seen this on TV, right? A man could be so nice. And when a woman gets bored, this is what they say. A man could be so nice. He could open the door for them. He could be a gentleman. He could bring them flowers. And there's always that saying, nice guys finish last. And a lot of the friends that I have, right, are some of the nicest gentlemen I've ever met in my life. But they get treated the worst by some of these women every single time. I had a friend of mine who every day he bought his girl flowers every single day, or as soon as the flowers died, he got her new flowers. He always checked up on her. He made sure she was fed. He made sure she was okay, and she still cheated on him and called him boring because of how nice of a man he was.
Okay, then he's attracting the wrong type of women.
That is true.
Okay.
But it's
So there's many perspectives to look at this.
exactly.
Right.
But
I
it's
was
hard
gonna
for
say
you.
it.
It's hard for
And-
you to dictate a woman because at first, when you're a gentleman, when you're looking for a woman, you're trying to give her your all. As a true man, you want to give your woman your all. You want to be there for
And
her.
vice versa. And
Ex-
vice versa. It
Absolutely.
should
But
be.
that might be
It's I'm sorry, hon, but it's not always women. It's both.
Yeah.
it's both.
Okay, so it can run both ways too.
I agree with that, but I'm talking about from what I've seen with my friends and the women that have dealt with
If
this.
they
And the thing is
attract,
that they are gentlemen, right? And they might come to a woman, right? And I've had it happen to me. I've treated a woman with so much respect, so kind, let her meet my family, and yet I still got done wrong. I still got cheated on. And it's hard for me to look at interviews of women who are 29, 28, 27, leaving their men because they're bored. And here's the worst thing about it. A lot of the women that I've seen, like I have a friend of mine who's on child support and he's trying to see his kids. And the woman is not letting it happen.
Oh
And
yeah.
And it's so sad because
and it happens the opposite way around too.
it
Yeah.
does. But I would say majority of the time, the woman, and I've seen this too on Instagram Live. I saw a woman one time try to convince her daughter that her husband did something wrong to her on Instagram Live. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but men
Reality TV, baby.
men have to, not even reality TV. I'm
Yeah,
talking
they want
about
the
on
flick, right?
like actual video footage. And I've seen
I don't know.
I've seen women do some of the craziest things to some of the best men. And I'm not
There's-
saying all men are perfect, right? I'm not
No.
saying all men are perfect.
There's
None of
many
us are
times,
perfect,
look,
but
Look, the thing about it is that's their journey. Okay,
Yeah.
for some reason, some way, somehow,
yeah.
that had to happen in their life for the next stage in life for them to level up and
Mhm.
understand more about their journey.
But
So
most
it's all
men,
about clues, and
Mhm.
it's about what we're attracting and we're experiencing is every last bit of it that we take in through all of our different senses is setting us up for the next stage. Yes,
but I
sometimes
also
we go
agree.
through shitty times,
I
man.
feel that I agree with you, but I also agree nowadays that women, and I'm talking about my generation, right? I keep going back to my generation, right? You notice
Right, I
I
got
keep
you.
going back to my generation because my generation is a complete different generation than when you guys were growing up. It's completely different, right?
No,
You've been
but
married for completely different. I asked my parents, how long have you guys been married? 32 years. How did that happen? They got married back in the 2000s,
No, he's a little bit younger than
1980s,
you.
1970s, something like that. That's a
Yeah.
whole different generation than getting married in 2010,
He's like, yeah, he's
2005.
20.
so
And
what do you
it's
think? What do you
I'm
think
streaming
actually
live
screwed
to
it up?
YouTube
Like the social
from
media,
Zoom.
social
the TV
media, and
programming, the good
yeah,
family
you
value
I'm
guys,
supposed to be
programming got
listening to
lost.
this. but-
yes, and there's another reason is that you guys growing up didn't have TikTok. You guys didn't
No,
have
there was none of that.
Instagram. So
No.
so hold on. And to go to that, other women see these rich men getting women on TikTok, right? Giving them everything they want, right? And then they scroll through TikTok, they see how other women are getting treated, and they're like, why aren't you treating me like that? Why aren't you doing that for me? He's doing that for his girl, and you're not doing it for me.
Mm.
And it's very hard to get a woman nowadays when she bases her relationship off of what she sees on social media. You guys didn't
Not
grow up
hard.
on
It's just, you
it's a
know,
different, but you guys didn't have Instagram, TikTok. When you guys
It's
when you
mindset.
guys found a
the
woman,
thing,
when you
yeah.
guys found a woman, you guys didn't find her on Instagram. If she walked away, it's gonna be hard for you to get her back, right? For me, if I break up with my girlfriend, I can go on Instagram, scroll three pages, and find a model. I can scroll 2 more pages down and find another model, and I can keep scrolling and keep finding women, right?
But do you want to keep finding those same types of people?
That's not the point though. The point is that I can scroll. You guys didn't have that.
It doesn't matter. The
It
thing
does.
is, though,
Social media has a
Okay.
huge influence on people's mindset. It
Oh, yeah,
does.
100%.
I believe it does. That's why I'm trying to tell you right now, like even discussing this, which I appreciate it, like it sounds like you're dealing with some different mindsets, but there's other perspectives that can change
Yep.
possibly the way you look at certain things.
Yep.
You know, I
Being
think
young
I think
is
that
yeah,
there are a lot of superficial people out there, regardless whether how they're you know, getting to know people or whatever. And yeah, it's like I don't like labeling people. And when you understand why people do certain things, they are we're all in different levels of mindset.
Mhm. And that's why I
So-
can see certain women I like in my generation I respect wholeheartedly, right? There's certain women that I definitely see nowadays that get married just to say, "Hey, I got married." You see what I mean? And if you really think about it, marriage is for the woman. The woman gets to walk down
Hi,
in-
Michelle.
Look
the
at that.
woman
We
gets
got
to
a
walk down
visitor.
in a white gown. The marriage is for the woman, right? Nobody really talks about the man. Most marriages nowadays, it's for congratulations, girl. I'm glad you got married, right? Or she might see her friend get married, and then she's like, when are you gonna marry me? My friend just got married.
But
Why are we not
that's
married
been
yet?
going on forever.
But
You
the
know what I'm
difference, but the
saying?
difference is,
It's been different
that actually been
versions.
going on for a long time.
but it
so
got
I mean,
10 times, it got
that's
10
always
times,
been.
but it got 10 times worse. It got 10 times worse when when social media became a really big thing. Like we keep going back. You guys did not You guys did not have Instagram back in the 1980s,
Yeah,
1990s.
but
No, so what do you, you
Yeah, the
know,
Apple came out when I was in high school.
so
They had the
that's what
party
you
line.
call, you walked
Yeah, the
around your
party
neighborhood
life.
and got
Yeah.
to know people, you know?
I just
Yep.
personally think in my generation, for me getting married, it's gonna take a lot. Like, and I've already made that decision. I'll probably never get married ever.
Well, if you
You
say
know
that,
what?
if you
Right
say that,
now,
you're
like,
gonna attract
that's
that.
okay. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with feeling that
Yeah.
way.
You don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
This
you
this
never
video will
know
be
You know what?
what you want to do.
My uncle did not get married. He said the same thing. I'm never going to get married, this and that. He met somebody in France. And then, like, she came out here with her son and lived out here for a couple of years and got married when he was 52 years old. So, you know what? It doesn't have to be young. It could be later. But you know what? There's no rush. You
I
just,
agree.
you know,
it
there's no
depends. Yeah,
rush.
it depends on where you're looking for your lady. You know,
You know?
And
Wayne Dyer talks about this stuff like all the time. Like,
And you know what? Marriage is not is always a bumpy road. But you've got to learn to communicate. Always.
that's key. Yeah,
You always have to communicate, whether it's good or bad. And you got to work together because you're both are partners, both best friends. And, you know, you always have ups and downs, but our best part is the makeup stuff. Okay.
yeah.
That's it. You know, forgiving, that's our best part.
Is that the mic drop?
Yeah, that's the mic drop, baby.
Hey,
and,
she's
and
out.
that's why you guys have been married for 21 years. Is that
It has not
Yeah.
been easy, let me tell you.
of course
3
not.
kids, that long, and we knew each other before. So we've been
Yeah.
together probably like what, over 30 years. So
Yeah,
you know what?
Tell me
But
about that. How many times did you want to strangle each other? No, just
not that many. Not that.
not many.
It is-
You.
wait a minute. This
Years
call
in
is for
March. Wow.
educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not.
But you know
we
You
do
know
not
what? I
promote
love
violence.
him.
It was
I love him
No.
so much. So
Yeah.
he's been a great dad,
Yeah,
been a great husband, he's been a best friend. And you know, I could not ask for anybody else. I mean,
But,
there's
yeah.
other guys, you know, but
But before you married him, right? Here's another thing I've noticed is, and a lot of people don't speak about this, is that I've heard this saying too, is that from a couple older women actually, is that he was a father before he had kids. And that's something that and he saw you as a mother before you had kids, right? You
I
guys
can
didn't
agree with that.
you guys didn't get together based off of we're just going to be boyfriend and girlfriend, right? When you guys got together, there was of course there's going to be problems. No relationship is perfect. If somebody says the relationship is perfect, they're lying. But
exactly.
but you guys looked at each other as in a future aspect. You looked at him as if, is he going to be a good father, right? And he looked at you as, is she going to be a good mother? Not
Absolutely, yes.
not
Those are
not
important
you're my
values.
girlfriend, right? And I feel like with my generation, people say, "Oh, you're just my boyfriend. You're not my husband yet." But that's or some people will say, "You're my girlfriend. You're not." It goes both ways, but most of the time I hear, "You're my boyfriend. You're not my husband yet. I don't have a ring." And for me, that's wrong because you get into a relationship with somebody, not just based on 2 years, 6 months. You're looking at that person as if this could be this could be the mother to my children. He could be the father to my kids, right? And with my generation, I feel like that part is pushed off a little bit. They get into a relationship just thinking, "Oh, you're going to be my girlfriend. Oh, you're going to be my boyfriend." No. I'm trying to get into a relationship with somebody who I can see as my mother to my children. I'm not just getting into a relationship with you because I want you to be my girlfriend, right?
Mhm.
I'm looking at you like you're kind,
Right.
you're caring, you're loving, you're soft, right? These are qualities that a good mother has. Likewise for a father, you're disciplinary, you're strong, you make sure that your kids do what they're supposed to do because a father's love and a mother's love is completely different, right?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. 100.
so I feel like when you guys got into a relationship, it wasn't a you're my boyfriend now. It was, are you gonna be a good father to my kids? Are you gonna be a good mother to my kids?
Yeah, great friends. Great
And
friends
great
over
friends.
everything.
So
Great friends. That's
that
important.
exactly, I agree. I feel like
Like,
your partner should be your best friend as well as your wife, right?
and they better be there. They better be there in your lowest of low times and your highest of high times and be able to like stay there, you know? I mean,
Exactly. And I
in
think
the lowest of low, like
the
broke out
lowest.
in the streets,
And
low.
I've had women like this is why I will never, and I've been broken from it so many times, and I still haven't healed fully from it. I will never tell a woman or cry in front of a woman or my family ever again, or
Well,
tell a woman,
I gotta disagree with you on
hold
that,
on, hold
brother.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, and I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you why. For
Yeah.
me, it was, and this has been this has happened to me over and over and over and over and over again. Every time a woman says, and now this might be different for you, it's different for everybody, okay? When a woman says, listen, you can open up to me, tell me about what's going on, right? Tell me about why you're hurting. And I tell them sometime in the future, right? She will use that against me as quick as I can blink. Now,
Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna go back to then you are attracting the wrong woman
Yeah,
for you.
I gotta agree with Pansy like 100, man. Like,
but I feel like for me and my generation, it's common. You guys would be surprised. It's common nowadays for
This is my YouTube, and I'm the host, so I'm jumping in here. I got something to say here.
Anyway, no more of this conversation.
are you
No.
muting everybody too, or what?
No, no, no. I'm gonna say this. So I hope you catch what I'm saying.
Of course, I'm
The
listening.
more you talk about
Yes.
what happened, the more you attract more of what happens. So if you switch your thinking around and realize that you will attract the people that you truly want to attract.
Yes.
So you said it earlier. You said it earlier. We don't realize what we do with our words and our thinking, Sam. So when you're speaking of any subject, whether you truly feel that, but if your body feels it, then that's what you're still attracting. That's the energy you're holding. So
Yeah.
I can agree with that. And that's another reason why I've actually stopped dealing with women right now is because
and that might be a good decision right now. Get to know yourself better.
exactly.
learn,
And I feel like I'm not the man. I'm not the right man as a man myself, and I see this as a man myself.
Yeah, you're
I
beating
don't
yourself up, man.
Sam,
I don't
Sam,
think
you know what?
right
You're
now.
very intelligent.
What are you whispering about in here?
And you know what? You gotta think at a different mindset. And you know what? It's okay to take a break for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's okay to take a break from you.
I would
for
say,
you know?
I would like to add something is like, what is Sam's perfect mate? What if you can describe that? Like, what is it?
There is no perfect mate. I
Sure
don't
there is.
expect
Yeah.
All right,
I don't
well, what?
expect
Nobody's perfect.
nobody's
I'm
perfect.
not
Like
perfect. The best. The like.
Okay, what would be the best relationship?
Yeah,
I
what-
said,
the best
qualities would
in
you
a
like?
perfect in a
Yeah, there we
perfect
go.
world,
What are
in a
What
the
perfect
qualities that you're
qualities
looking
would you like
Yeah,
in the person that you want to attract? What
Like
I
the-
would
qualities?
want in a perfect
and
world.
respect.
Yeah, what he said. I would want trust.
That's my husband in the background.
Because
like if you were like one of
We
our
got the
mentors
peanut
would say,
gallery over here.
like
I would
one
say
of our
in a
So
perfect
feel
mentors would
free
world,
to
say,
jump in, man.
I would want a woman. I would want a soft woman,
soft woman.
a soft, feminine woman,
Okay.
and a woman who could respect me as a man. But she
Well,
would have to be soft and feminine. And a lot of women nowadays, back again in my generation,
oh my
have a
goodness, bro.
have a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
help you
well,
so
hold
much,
on.
dude.
A lot of women, I've seen a lot of
Help
women
you.
have a lot of have more masculine traits in my generation
Oh
than they
man.
Really?
do.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
I think it's
I think it's because of the men. A lot of men nowadays are not as masculine. I feel like a lot of
No,
men
I agree with
nowadays,
you on that.
I feel like a lot of women can't come into that submissive role because a lot of men aren't masculine. You see what I mean? A lot of men scroll on TikTok. A lot of men aren't going to the gym. They're not trying to be healthy. They're not trying to take care of their families. You guys look at me as I'm 21 and you guys are like, you're intelligent, you're smart, you're mature, you have a good head on your shoulders. And that's because I want to be, that's what I think a true man should be like. A true man should be stoic, strong, take care of his woman, protect his family at all costs, no matter the case. If a intruder comes into the house, you expect your husband to get up and handle the situation because that's what you want, a strong man who can protect you, right? And I feel like a lot of women nowadays, they don't have that masculine men. I feel like a lot of masculine men nowadays are gone.
my daughter's over here cheering. Yeah, yeah.
Because she
Can I-
sees it. A lot of men nowadays are not masculine. And when you find a true masculine man who knows himself and
Yeah.
isn't here to play games, who isn't here to waste your time, who has goals and has standards, it's like now she can fall into that submissive role. But she's dealing with these. I was gonna say something bad. I forgot.
Yeah, you gotta use
Yeah,
a different
let's
Yeah.
keep it
a lot,
respectful.
a lot of men nowadays are
Preacher
soft.
Sam.
A lot of
go.
men
you're
nowadays are
attracting.
soft.
You're
And
attracting that woman.
Yeah.
exactly. And I said to myself, am I the man that I want to be? And I said no. And I had to change myself to become more masculine, more stoic.
How about
I had to cut out the distractions. I had to cut out everything, right?
I don't know.
Because
He's read some books.
I wasn't the man that I wanted my future. If my future wife were to come at me right now, I
Yeah.
don't think that I could be a true man to her because I can't provide right now, right? I want to be able to provide for my woman. I want her to be able to, she can work if she wants to, but I want her to have that choice of,
She can work if she wants to.
yeah, because a lot of men will say,
man, you're
a lot-
gonna get a lot of ladies right here. Come on, brother. You're gonna have 10,000. You're gonna have 10,000 of them lining up if you give them that option.
No, I get
Come
what
on
you're
now.
saying.
Oh, I don't
Like
have to
you,
work.
she
You
can
don't
work if she
mind
wants
There you
to,
go.
but I want her to know that she doesn't have to if she doesn't want to.
Yvonne's ready to get married now.
And I also think a lot of women don't want to have kids right now because a lot of men are soft.
I got so much to put on this, brother. Like,
You know what? I'm a pre-K teacher. Okay.
my
And I've
daughter
been
will
doing
take
this
you
for
up
a
on
long
your
time.
offer, Sam.
And I do have to say that as couples that I have their kids with, they're older. They're not like when Mark and I did like
You know how old
early
he is?
20s, whatever. They're older. They're doing their
20.
fun. They're doing their career.
He's more
Yeah.
mature than a lot of other guys.
That's really different. So
what's
you know,
the big kicker is the college thing is taking all their money, dude, and they don't have any
Yeah.
money to work with anymore.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think if men were more sure of themselves, and here it goes back to social media, like so many,
Right? Even
Like-
even deeper than that, brother. It's
More.
broken.
more.
It's broken
You're
households, brother.
interested.
it's broken households, and
Broken households, man.
I feel like we need real men to come back into this
Hold
world.
on. Wait, let me-
because a lot of men are soft nowadays, and me personally, I want my woman to look at me and be like, listen, I want her to look at me and be like, there's no other man who can do what you
There
do.
you go.
Look at her. She's beautiful.
There
She's
you
very
go.
independent already.
See?
No,
She-
no,
she-
I'm a soft woman. I don't want to work no more. For
See?
real.
There you go.
There you go, Sam.
She's like,
Listen,
hi.
listen, I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh God.
She wants to go to Squat Up Summit and she's got 6 people that she wants to take.
Right? All right,
Right?
Sam.
You better get like 5 or 6 jobs, brother. You better start closing some of these big deals, man.
Man, it's crazy because I used to not be like this, and I realized I wasn't the man who I wanted to be, and I looked at myself and I looked in the mirror and I said I need to change, and I started working out, going to the gym day in and day out, getting my health better, praying to God, meditating, becoming one with
So-
my spiritual self, working on my business,
So
and that type of aura, women can see that. So when they
Tell
see
us more. What so
no, I mean,
what
is your
books
lady
have you
in
read
somewhere?
then
Maybe.
that were part of your journey?
what'd you say?
What are some of the books you read on this journey that have helped?
Okay, some of the books that I've read, Think and Grow Rich, which is a great book that helped me tap into my
Got that in
subconscious
there.
mind. That helped me tap into my subconscious mind and learn how to control my mentality. I started reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. Didn't get fully into it. I started reading Profit First. Right now I'm reading Zig Ziglar's Secret to Closing the Sale because I am a salesperson and I do real estate. And there's this one book that I started reading and it's scary, so I stopped reading it.
Oh, what is that?
What book
it's-
is that?
That book is The 48 Laws of Power.
That's a great
Oh.
book, man.
That's a great book, but that
It's a
book
great
is
book. Dude.
that book is very dangerous.
No,
If
it's not.
you
No,
know
it's
they
not.
don't they don't actually give that book to prisoners.
What?
It's a
You
great
know-
book, dude.
It is a great book. It is a great book, mind you, because it teaches you the ways to see other and it depends on how you perceive the book, right? If you're
Yeah.
using the book for good or if you're using the book for
You want to
evil.
interrupt?
No, you're back.
So the way that I read the book is I read
Oh,
the book
because
as
I
if
got that.
I gotta watch if somebody when I was reading the 48 Laws of Power, I mean, it teaches me and it showed me how other people think, and it
You're
actually
going to work.
it helped me cut off the people who were bad for
Okay.
me, right?
Right?
It helped me figure out the
Are you
truth
just trying to
between
get
a lot
out
of
of
people.
working out, or is
And
it, are
then-
you really
It
interested?
trimmed the fat off, right?
Good.
Yeah, it helped
appreciate
me
that.
find the bad and the good. It helped me find the bad and the good. And as of right now, I'm reading the Holy Bible.
Well, pull up a chair.
So right now, and also I've read a couple like fiction books like The Hobbit, Harry Potter. I read the whole series.
I can get you on the computer.
There's some more books I want to read. Profit First, Think and Grow Rich. There's this one book. I have a picture of it. Hold on, give me 1 second. It's a
How about The
real-
Untethered Soul?
Hold on. Where's this one book at? I need to find it. It's
The Untethered Soul.
An Untethered Soul.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
book,
another
hold on.
good book.
Here it is. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Right?
I want to get that book. I've heard a lot of good things about that book, and I want to read it. I feel like it's
How about this one, my friend? Outwitting the Devil.
Outwitting the Devil. That's a book?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
That's right.
What am I doing?
You
What
said
am I doing?
you said Dale Carnegie, Outwitting the Devil.
Napoleon Hill, one of the
That's
best.
right.
Wow, one
That's
of the
right.
yeah. I also
After-
love
After
to
you go
learn
through
about
that, we're gonna have a
religions.
different conversation, I bet.
Yeah, we would have a different conversation about if I
I
when I read that
guarantee it,
book.
man.
Here.
I also love to read about different religions. So why do Christians believe in a God but Buddhists believe in reincarnation? I always
Right.
found that interesting, right? Why do
I
Buddhists
do
believe in
too.
reincarnation?
How many different versions of the Bible do we have?
50, 52, 54?
54 different versions of the
Where's
book,
my
right?
group chats?
Yep, I was right. I knew. Oh, here's another one. Oh no,
Where's
is it
the-
this one? Yeah.
Why am I not seeing?
Is it this one?
Oh gosh.
No.
No.
Where is it
no.
at? Oh
Hey,
my.
Oh, shit.
Pansy, is this sponsored by Office Hours or whatever, or what? You gonna throw an advertisement in here?
Yes, yes.
Where
I
is
was
this
trying to
book at?
freaking send, I think, the link to Jeff. I was trying to send this link to Jeff.
Oh,
Jeff?
okay.
Yeah, he was trying to get into the other thing. So can you do that?
Jeff, our Jeff?
Oh, this
Yes,
book.
our Jeff. Our
And does
Jeff.
he know it's streaming live on YouTube first?
Oh, ask him. So
Yeah.
you ask him.
I mean,
No, he does not know. Just
yeah, we're public today. This is
if I were
pretty-
you, just text him and let him know where we're at and that we're streaming live if he would like to join us and send him the
And-
link.
Hey, you know, you're, you know, I'm
Let's
just letting you
talk.
know. I'm just letting you know.
Where is this book at? I need to find it.
Outwitting the Devil, man. That one should be there's a great audiobook.
I'm gonna actually take a look. I have that book saved now. I'm gonna
What
take a look at it. I think there's this one book where there's this guy. Is it called The Art of War by Sun Tzu?
Yeah. That's Robert Greene, I think. No?
The Art of Seduction, that's Robert Greene.
Yeah, Seduction, that's another good book.
And
You know
there's
what
another
women like? You know what women like? They want to be guided, bro.
Please tell me what women like since
They-
I
they-
don't
they-
know.
I've
No,
noticed
tell me,
women
Mark, tell me.
women love a leader. They
I'm
want their
on a
man to be
public.
a leader.
I'm on a very public channel, so I got to be very freaking public and careful.
I agree with that. I think
No, I like, you know what I like? I like that men like to tell us what we like and not
Oh, so you-
listen to what
so
we
you don't
have
like
to
a
say.
so you don't like a leader?
We like to feel like we are a team. Like, yes, there could be a leader, but that doesn't mean like, I don't know. When I hear the word leader, I guess I feel that someone's like ahead of you, but
That's
like,
not true.
but I'm saying like you're supposed to lead together,
Yeah.
you know, with the same values. So you're both equal leaders. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I
you
think
got to come together.
I agree.
and-
Okay, so I agree with that a man and woman are supposed to come together, but I also think that a man is supposed to lead his woman down the right path.
But he's also going to let her lead him down the path too, like vice
Exactly.
versa.
Mhm.
It's vice versa, right?
It's a
I think
50-50.
because there's a lot of things there's a lot of things women can do that men can't do.
Yeah, having
Absolutely.
having babies,
and vice
you know?
versa.
Like I saw something. Women have the utmost patience to deal with these little children who are so crazy and don't know personal boundaries.
Think of all the
Well,
jobs they
you
have to
learn,
do.
you learn
Oh,
patience.
why are you up?
Who are you
It's time
talking
for
to?
you to go to bed, old man.
Right.
He's got a little one in the background.
No, that's my dad talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dad. I'm surprised it's 9:42. I'm surprised he's up, man. He
Look at
walked
that.
in here. He walked in here. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing up?
The universe is waking him up. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Man, he's talking
Yeah.
about parenting. Here you go.
Dad left his cat in here.
Hey,
Oh,
Jeff.
man. Here comes somebody.
Jeff McCann. We
Uh-oh.
have done.
Let him
We're
know
doing
that
I have to take my
AJ's
dad's cat
Zoom
upstairs to him. He
takeover.
left it
you are
right
literally
here.
on live streaming, brother. Like this is as live as it gets,
Hey.
man.
I've
Hey,
been trying
Jeff.
to find a way in here. How y'all doing?
Hi,
We're
how
good.
are
We're
you? Glad you
Hey,
came.
we want to hear these
Hey, I sent somebody your number, Jeff,
Okay.
because he's dealing with a difficult situation with a seller who's going through a lot. He's a veteran.
Okay.
He's going in foreclosure and stuff. So I just wanted to get the person that was trying to help them, you know, in the situation, some of the best people maybe to help them better serve
Yeah,
this
I'll
guy.
be glad to. Yeah.
So, yeah, so hopefully he'll reach out to you. It's
All right.
Dante Pena. Are you in the Discord group?
No, I'm not playing Discord.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
That's something
I
that's
just
kind
didn't
of
know.
new to
It-
me, and I got all kinds of other stuff I can't figure out too. So that's
No
just
worries,
another
no
one
worries.
of them.
I just didn't know because then I would say whether or not you knew certain people and
we
you
go on
probably
Friday?
would.
Yeah.
So
But
that's all.
to go
Um,
back to
I'm still a phone call kind of guy or a text. I can at least do that, and I'm
Oh,
not
that's
afraid to
fine.
answer my phone. So
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I was just gonna say because it's Dante Pena from the REI Revolution Discord that we're me and Mark and Kelly are on and Sam too, right, Sam?
yeah, I'm in that Discord server as well.
Yeah, are on usually during the mornings with coffee with closers. And so yeah, that's all. Like,
well,
don't mind me.
I just got a lot busier. I'm picking up a new build that has expired or will expire later at the end of February. I want
Got
to
you.
pick it up and do that project, finish it up. It's about half done. They run out of time, and I guess they run out of money because their loan is coming due, and they can't refinance out of it. So I'm gonna see if I can step in there and make a couple bucks, make a new
And pick it
partner.
up. You're gonna
Yeah.
pick it up.
Are you
Nice.
gonna subject to it?
No, I'm just gonna wholly get a new loan on it.
Gotcha.
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 Yeah.
Well,
That's
that way I
sweet.
don't have anything traveling with me. I just pick up my own stuff from the lender, and I have one company to deal with and don't have to go back and forth, trying to figure stuff out.
Gotcha.
It's tough
Gotcha.
enough paying
Gotcha.
regular bills without adding, 4 or 5 more on a project.
Hey Michelle, what kind of loan are you looking for? If you don't mind mentioning. Sorry, I'm throwing us off topic, but that's what me and her and I were talking about before she jumped in here. And I want to give everyone a chance to talk too. So Michelle, hey.
Well, I was trying to find a loan for a primary residence that's also commercial C1, a residential special use, a lender that would do a refi on that type of property.
You know what? I have a contact for you that would probably be able to help you. Most likely because he does business in that area in Fox Lake, and he's got like different types of properties and whatnot. So
Okay.
I'm sure he would have some suggestions too. And so yeah.
Great. All right. I appreciate it. That seems to be tripping us up a little bit.
Yeah.
Being able to, because it's not residential and it's not just commercial use, it's both multi-use.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you're living in the residential part,
It's our
right?
primary, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably the more complicated part because, the different types of loans for investors. If you weren't living in it and you were renting it out, you could probably then
It would be a lot easier.
kind of loan, yeah.
So
Then-
when you plan on moving, so you can get a good, decent loan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, yeah.
Well,
That's
it's
the
not that
idea.
it's like that's the complicated part though, because most investors, or the types of loans you get, it depends because if you did not live in it, then it would be just an investor loan. You know what I'm saying?
Give me about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I got a call I gotta make to a friend of mine.
You're cool. Just hop back in when you can.
Oh no, I'm not leaving.
Oh, I'm just letting you know. Yeah, you could just mute yourself and just hang out. Yeah. So yeah, I've learned a lot of this stuff just along the way about the different loans. Jeff, might know quite a bit about that
Well,
too.
there's lots of lenders out there and you can find just about any kind of loan that you might need. It's just a matter of finding, everybody has a list of lenders and you may or may not be able to make, 4 or 5 calls before you run into somebody that might be able to help you. But everybody knows somebody and all these lenders kind of either hang out together or have lunch together, and they generally talk shop when they do that, and they know who can get what kind of loans where, and some of the
I know, well, you would seem to think that. We've been working on this for 2 months. And I
Wow.
keep getting to the underwriting and they're like, oh. And I'm like, we make it clear at the very beginning, but I've been working on this for 2 months, trying to make this happen.
Well, tell me how many banks you've gone to, or how many lenders you've gone to over the last.
5, we're on our 5th lender.
Okay. Have they got any suggestions for you? Do they know anybody?
Well, that was my last conversation this afternoon, was they got one more investor to ask. So I
okay.
reached out to Pansy and I'm like, hey, do you know anyone? So maybe I can just.
I can ask Frank Lamar. Oops, I'm name dropping. Dang it. I can ask. Yeah, I can reach out to him. It's probably too late tonight, Michelle.
Oh yeah, that's fine. No, that's okay. I'm
For
not
him
calling
because
anybody.
he's got young kids. So, and he's got several businesses going on and a current project out there that in Lake Geneva that he's working on. So,
Okay.
yeah, but in the mornings I can get a hold of him
I
probably
appreciate
much
it.
better.
Thank you.
Just shoot me a message and remind me, please.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll
So
see what I
what
can do.
state is this in, just so I know, so I can reach out to a couple
Oh,
people?
it's in Illinois.
Illinois. Oh,
Yep.
hey.
Yeah, in our area. Yeah.
That's not
so.
very investor friendly there for any kind of residential for sure. That I just can't go there. I was going to buy some stuff in Illinois and I said, nope. And that's as soon as I found out that the tenant laws were more favorable than the landlord laws, I said, not me. And
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably a lot of banks do that too, but this is still a commercial property. So maybe there's some leeway with
Yeah,
some of these lenders.
it's C1. It's C1, so it's neighborhood commercial is how it's listed, residential special use.
Right. Okay. Well, the way it's zoned and what it is always difficult for some of these lenders. Some of them, they specialize, and a lot of them don't have combination loans, so that's why you have to probably jump
Right.
a bunch. You're finding that out, so.
That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. Like, I'm like, it must have to be kind of a combination type loan. Like, is it like almost like 2 different loans to equal
Well, I did
or
find one
something?
loan. We could do it under a farm loan, but I haven't been in the property long enough. So it's just a matter of a year of seasoning. I have to wait. And I was trying to, because I just purchased it. I was just trying to move on to the next thing that we wanted to do. So,
Really?
which was to move out of Illinois.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
close
so
are you? How close are you
any-
to a border state?
we're 10 miles to Wisconsin.
That a different border. You're not close to another border state. Wisconsin isn't much better for landlord
Well,
laws.
we're headed south, so it's just
Oh,
a
okay.
matter of timing.
Okay. I'm already there. I'm in Atlanta. Been here for this time almost 30 years, so it's a little bit more friendly here for landlords. So, but the cost per entry is still pretty high. It just makes it real tough. So on that end of it, but
Why not make it just show up?
So do you do multifamily or are you primarily?
starting to move in that direction. I just added new builds to the list. I've got a new partner in new build construction, and they needed some help. So I've volunteered Mark and myself to kind of be their lender of choice, because we got a $3 million line of credit. So doesn't do us any good if we don't use it. So we're trying to partner with as many people as we can to get a little piece of a deal here and a little piece of a deal there just by providing the financing on it, because we've got 90% funding for fix and flips. It's just a little bit better than a lot of these lenders do. And it helps us make a little more money and a few more deals because we don't have so much tied up in one deal.
I'll be right back, guys. You carry it.
Okay, we'll see you in a
Going,
bit.
thank you.
But I picked up a new build today that has been been working on for about a year, and they're only about half done. So their lender is not going to renew their loan. So either they lose it to the bank or they sell it to me, and see if I can get a loan on it and finish up the project. It'll probably take about 6 more months of construction. Well, maybe 3 or 4 months with construction, and 2 or 3 months to get it sold on the market, because it's not at the lower price point we're used to. This is a $1.45 million. So that's a totally different neighborhood than I've ever worked in. So it's just a little more money at risk,
Mm-hmm.
But 10%, is what, 150 grand. So no big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal. No big deal. Yeah, that's a total amount of what money I've gotten. One of these flips we're working on now is 75 purchase price and 85 purchase price and 80 renovation. So that's 165. So that's a total build out cost. And of course, with the hard money and fees, that's pretty small. We're probably going to make more money on that one than the other two combined. But hey, it is what it is, and they're none of them are the same. So,
Is that primarily in Georgia?
One's in Ringgold, Georgia, up near Chattanooga, and about 7 or 8, 10 miles south of Chattanooga, and the other one's over in Durham. So we're partnering with some other folks that, they're having trouble growing. Everybody has something, but not everybody has everything. And I keep telling people, this is a team sport. Find another team member, find what you need. It's all out there, and they're probably looking for help themselves. So maybe you can kind of swap some skills or abilities or knowledge or money, time, partner with someone that has something you don't have. So that's what I've been trying to do, and it works out a little bit better if you just are available. That's something that a lot of people don't have any time. That's where I really thrive. I got lots of time because I don't have a job.
Well, you do have a job. You probably just
I've got a bunch of
enjoy it.
jobs. I've got a bunch of jobs, and now the boss that I work for, me, is the toughest boss I ever had. I don't ever get any time off.
So Jeff, can you just recap, so you're in Georgia, and you're an investor. So what type of homes, and you're just getting into new construction?
Yeah, we've been doing fix and flips, and Mark and I have been doing rental property. We put a portfolio together of rental property up in Ohio, and we had to do that after COVID shut the flipping business down for a lot of people. It did for us. Couldn't buy materials, or wasn't anything available, and people didn't want to go out and work, and they still don't want to go out and work today. It's hard finding enough people to get stuff done, but it's opening up a little bit better now. So we're opening the fix and flip side back up, and of course, when you run out of money, you can't buy any more rentals, so you got to find another way to get things done. I've got a few people that want to partner on apartment buildings, and I would love to be in a 100-unit plus apartment complex, because that's just where it's at.
I got you, brother. I got multiple of those.
How many you got? Where they are? Where are
I've got too many to count. I have a.
Oh, come on.
Hold on. I'll tell you right now. I sent 3 of them over to I have a 250 unit in Houston. I have a 14 unit in Beaumont. I have a 228 unit in Pasadena. I have a 24 unit in Philadelphia. I have a 1,200 unit in Houston.
Well, we can talk about those. You got a list that we can run through?
Yeah, yeah, of
All
course.
right,
I
well,
can.
just
I sent.
give me a call or send me a text. We'll get a list and we'll see if we can figure out something we can put together.
I got you. I got you. Is that your personal number right there, Mr.
That's me.
McCall?
You can reach me all the time right there. Just
Oh, I got you, brother. Where you buying at? I heard you're in Georgia, but where
I'm
you
in
buying?
Georgia. Matter of fact, I got a 32 unit I'm trying to buy in South Georgia right now. The brokers called me 3 times in the last 2 days, so they're. I think I'm the only game in town. I don't think anybody else wants it but me.
Okay, well, if you're looking for something that big, I definitely, I'm up here because all I work on is apartment complexes, and right now I got a bunch for you, man. So hold on,
How many are seller financed?
how many are seller financed?
Yeah, if you got 2 or 3 seller finance, we'll buy those. Just don't even care where they are.
Oh, really?
What about if it was in Illinois? Because I have one in Illinois I've been looking
If it was
at.
seller finance, I'd buy in Illinois.
Okay,
I don't
I'll
have
send it to
qualify
you.
for a loan, I don't have to qualify the bank's way,
The
so.
one in Beaumont, the 168 unit in Beaumont I have is seller financeable. Give me 1 second because I put these all down on a list. I have a
bunch of
260.
us get together between the money and the time and the experience and the abilities and skills that we share. We can buy our own apartment building cash and then not have a lot of expenses. And if we find something else we want to buy, we can do a cash out refi because we already own it.
Because you already own it.
Just,
Yeah, you can cash
meet
out
once a
refi.
month and pass out checks,
And then
Just don't
1031
live in
that.
it.
Are you so okay.
You're
perfect.
right, Michelle. Just don't live.
I just sent you a text, brother.
Okay, let me take a peek here.
So do you guys have anything in Huntsville, Alabama area?
Oh my
There's
God.
lots of stuff in Huntsville. I would buy in Huntsville. I mean, it's not a
No, do you have
primary
anything for
market.
sale? Anything for
for
He
sale?
wants
sale?
to buy.
Are we talking apartments? We talking single family projects or?
I'm
rental
not sure.
property? Okay, well,
I'm
you can buy anything you want in Alabama. You just have to look for it. The fix and flips are a little harder to find than rental properties, and apartments are probably a little farther and few between in
Dan, why are you
the
laughing?
smaller
Don't
communities.
talk about my country like that.
But there are a lot of things in Alabama for sale available. It's just a matter of finding what you like or what fits,
You want to?
Okay. Are you only buying in Georgia?
It's not working.
No,
Oh my God, that's what I like to hear.
I'm already I'm a sponsor of a 128 unit in Jacksonville, Florida. One of the guys I met about a year and a half ago invited me to join the team because I brought him an NFL player. So that put me on the team because this guy's got money and he knows people that have money. So I got placed on the team for that. So now I have, how do you say, membership in the multifamily just because of that connection. So
Jeff's pretty good. You should throw some numbers at him, like the gross revenue and the NOI and the doors, and test his underwriting skills right here live. You don't need an address, just the numbers. That's it.
Oh,
I need the number of units. I need the monthly rent, and I can tell you what it's worth.
Perfect. I got multiple. I got stuff for you. I got stuff for you, brother.
Well, I don't buy stuff that don't make sense in dollars. So
okay, so what
I don't know what
you care about a cap rate? What's your cap rate? What you looking at?
Where's it at?
Houston.
Houston. How much of a price per door are you looking at?
Oh, that's your phone. What did I do with my phone?
Hold on. Let me pull up my notes. Give me 1
How
second.
much work does it need? I mean, I'll ask you a few questions, and if you know the answers, and that'll help us decide if it'll work for somebody. If it's already operating and it's 90% occupied or better, I like it. I don't care where it is.
Okay, so I got one it's 187 units, El Paso, 10.62 cap rate. What's the occupation rate on this one? Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, that's a very important number to me. The amount of occupation there is in a
Oh
building
my
determines
gosh.
how much you can make.
Hold on, I gotta find it for you. My partner went to sleep early today, and
Wake them up.
that's how I called him. I called him twice. You telling me, brother?
Hey, he's your partner, you know. I wake my partner up when he's sleeping.
Listen,
Well,
if
actually,
I
I
live
don't.
with my partner,
I
it's
have
a
a
whole
little more
different
respect
story.
for my partner, so.
My
Where's the
partner's
thing
sleep
where
right
I
now.
can
Of course, one of them's up all day and all night.
Oh, no, stop it.
My partner's up. My partner's usually up. I don't know
Oh,
why
no.
he went to sleep so early.
Hey, some people have a long day, you know, they gotta call it a day whenever they can.
You telling me, man?
Yeah.
Where?
Sam had a long day today. We were talking about that earlier in the call.
What did Sam do all day?
I did a lot today. That's crazy enough. I talked to a bunch of buyers. Right now, I have a 200 unit in Orlando that's closing, a 14 unit in Beaumont that's supposed to be closing. I have a 250 that I'm communicating with the buyer right now. That's
How much are you making on these deals, if you don't mind my asking?
6 figures plus.
On each one?
Yeah, one of them I'm
Wait.
making on the.
I got one more question. What are you doing with all your money?
What do? I reinvest it back into the business.
And what? Finding more deals, or
Finding more deals, yeah.
how many doors do you currently own?
Well, right now I'm not going into apartment complexes. So
You
I'm
have a
not
reason?
I haven't put my money back into fully, like, I'm not here. I have to explain that. I have to slow down my thinking process. Basically, I am learning more about apartment complexes before I just dive straight headfirst into it.
All you need is a partner.
But I need a smart partner, right?
We'll see if we can find you one of those.
So before I just dive straight first into any of these apartment complexes, I want to learn everything about them, so that when I do decide to put my money into a 100+ unit or a 200 unit, I have all the information that I need. I know how to read a T12. I know what my OM is. I know what my NOI is. I know how much I'm paying in operating expenses annually. So I want to learn all of this information and get it down almost to perfection before I decide to start putting my money back into these rental portfolios.
How long do you think it'll take you to get the education you're after?
Not long. I'm a fast learner.
Okay, and how much do you think it'll cost you to get the education?
However much it takes.
Okay, well, I'm just asking because if you don't have a clue as to how much or how long, it may be 10 years. It may be 2 weeks. I'm just trying to get a gauge on that, because tomorrow waits for no one. Tomorrow's promised to no one. And if you don't do something today and you're waiting for tomorrow, or it's tomorrow never comes. You know, you gotta take action, you know.
I definitely agree with that. I can say I'm definitely one of those. Like, I'm only 21, but I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, no matter when I go to sleep.
Are you in the Army or something?
Parents were, both of them.
Oh, good.
So
I get a little check from the Army every month now.
Yeah,
Emphasis on little.
Emphasis on little, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So my mom was in the military for 32 years. My dad did 15 years. So I pride myself on my discipline and my consistency. No matter when I go to sleep, I wake up at 5 a.m. I always go to the gym. I always pray to God. I always meditate, and I always work out before I start my day. And then
what is your money doing right now? Is it just sitting around, or is it got a job?
No, not yet. I'm waiting to close out on these deals, and then once I close out, I'm opening up my LLC, and then as soon as I open up my LLC, I'm gonna start thinking. I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna do with my money before I just start spending it on random stuff.
No. I'm just trying to get
I know,
an
brother.
idea where you're at and where perhaps you ought to take a couple of steps toward. If you don't have an LLC now, get one and make it a business consulting LLC. That way you have a wide, varied amount of different kinds of business you can operate in or do with that LLC. Okay, you're not limiting yourself to one specific type of area. Okay,
I got you.
And then take your money and put it in your company account. I see Mark's over there nodding his head up and down. Yeah, that's probably what he ought to do. You know, the reason I say that is that if you
Yeah,
have money,
sooner than later
and you-
too. Like do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's
yeah,
a
I
good
was gonna
day.
say, if you haven't got an LLC, you know, get one right away. Get one in, I don't know, Wyoming. Get one in, you know, the state. What state do you live in?
I'm in
Get
Maryland
one
right
in
now.
Wyoming. Maybe get one in Wyoming. Maybe get another one in Wyoming.
Yeah, maybe
That's a
get
good
another
place.
one in Wyoming.
Yeah, get about 10 of them in Wyoming.
If you have 3 to 5 LLCs and you use them for consulting, all of them for consulting, you're not limited on how you can operate or what you can do in those companies. And you can talk to anybody about anything. You can do any kind of investments you want. And it allows you the capability of two things. Number one, qualifying for business credit and qualifying for corporate credit with a large amount of money in the bank. If you got 6 figures in your company account, they're gonna throw credit cards at you. They're gonna throw 0% credit cards at
Do you
you.
have a question, Mark, or are you high-fiving here?
So
No, I had a
I've
question. I
heard
mean,
some
when-
other things, right?
When
I
when
also
are you gonna
heard
get
that
started?
after you get your LLC and you get some things, you should also open up a C corp and put that C corp above your LLC. Is that something that you guys have done?
Just have a C corp in addition to your LLCs. But have the C
But
corp in the
we're
state.
not lawyers. We're only speaking from experience, like what
You
we
guys are speaking from
done.
knowledge, and this I'm
Right.
writing everything
First.
down. This isn't, this is
Yeah.
all knowledge.
This
You
is
know what I
for
mean?
we're not accountants or attorneys or any of that. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, sir. Entertainment purposes only.
Well, Mark has I know he has a C corp in California. That's his
I
state
don't
of
have
residence.
anything.
I have a C corp in Georgia. I actually have 2 C corps in Georgia. One's a for-profit and one's a non-profit.
Nice. Yes, because you work with the homeless veterans.
Homeless veterans, yeah.
Right. That's awesome.
Like the
Tell us-
background?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the background, yeah.
Oh, okay. There
Tell
it
us
is, man.
more
Thank-
about
thank you
that.
for your
What's
service.
the difference?
What's the difference in what?
For profit and nonprofit in the C
Well, the
corp.
for-profit makes money, the nonprofit is not supposed to. The nonprofit is a do-gooder company, okay?
Okay.
I don't pay any federal tax. I don't pay any state tax because it's a nonprofit.
Wait a minute.
Anybody that donates money to my nonprofit, I don't have to pay in tax a dime.
Allegedly.
And that same nonprofit will give whoever donates a receipt that they can take off their personal or business or both.
Is that like the NFL, the nonprofit, like the NFL?
NFL is not a nonprofit. The NFL is a for-profit organization.
Are you sure?
Yep.
What about all those people that donate on that Super Bowl Sunday that's coming up right there and they spend all
Well,
that
the
donation?
NFL sponsors a lot of nonprofits.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. If
Every
There.
one of
The
every
veterans.
one of the players in the NFL, but maybe not everyone, but vast majority of them have a nonprofit for the area, the city that they live in, to play football in, and they try to do good in that community. Try to find something that they can, latch on to help some of the the kids or the single mothers, that kind of thing. They just pick an area.
Right.
Not many of them
So-
pick up veterans for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's
Oh,
maybe they got too many other things. I mean, there's a lot of them in the how do you say, the Black and Hispanic communities where there's a lot of poverty, and they go in there with food banks and clothing banks and stuff like that for the folks to help them get their self organized a little bit. Some of them work with the drug and alcohol folks, because a lot of them in the NFL, eventually, if they have enough injuries, they'll have develop a drug problem too, and that kind of goes hand in hand with those sports medicine folks. So, but yeah, the NFL players, what's his name? Most of the quarterbacks and some of the running backs, most of the popular players, they do a lot of community service type things in their communities. I know that, who's that guy that replaced, the GOAT down there in, Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The kid used to play for, Oklahoma. But anyway, he works with, underprivileged kids, I think. So, but yeah, that's another thing that you probably ought to do if you're going to do something with real estate. That way you've got a ready-made use for some of that money, so you don't have to pay so much in taxes.
I agree.
I hate giving the government money. I just hate it.
You know we're live on YouTube, right?
Allegedly.
This is for training and educational purposes only.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing here that's right or wrong for anybody or anything. It's just a matter of, what I've done, what other people have done, what I've been, how do you say, encouraged to do.
Freedom of speech or whatever.
How do you figure out price? Because I only just got into apartment complexes probably about a week and a half ago. So I'm still learning, right? But I learn fast. How do I calculate price per door?
Well, you take the price that they want the thing, whatever the price is. If it's $5 million, and just divide it by the number of doors. It's pretty simple. There's nothing more complicated than probably fifth grade arithmetic on an apartment building.
So basically, I would take my purchase price and then divide it by how many doors there are, and then that would give me my price per door.
Yep. If you've got a $10 million property and you've got 100 doors, do the math. Everybody's got a calculator on their phone now, so.
Purchase price divided by number of doors.
And they said we wouldn't have calculators all the time.
They did say that in school, huh? What do you think? You're gonna have a calculator with you all the time?
Right?
Well, that's why they give you the multiplication and division table so you can memorize those things,
So if I have a purchase price, of 20,500,000 and I have 250 doors, that gives me $82,000 per door.
How many doors?
It's 250 units.
250. 82K a door.
Yep. Perfect. I figured that out. I'm glad you taught me that because now I know how to find cap rate. And now I know how to figure out a price per door. Perfect.
Well, it's important to know what you're buying, and a per door price is a way to see if it's, fits your buy box or you're comfortable with that number.
Invite you to some of these places.
The 128 unit that I'm a part of down in Jacksonville, they paid about 114K a door.
So where do you draw the line?
I thought you were
this is too much to pay per door.
You're so bored. You're just sitting here.
Well, you have to have the NOI.
Okay.
There must be something interesting.
And you take the NOI and divide that by the cap rate, should give you your purchase price.
Yeah, that's actually what I found that out last night. You take the NOI divided by your current cap rate, and that gives you on what a buyer would pay for the property. And then
that gives you a value that the bank will start with as far as your loan. Banks will never give you 100% loan on any multifamily property. The most they'll ever give you is probably 70%.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me
from bank to bank.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me that that the bank would lend them up to 65%.
Every bank is different. They all have their own rules. I talked to a guy, it was just a few months ago. He was trying to get a loan in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. The bank said, if you put in 55%, we'll do 45% loan for you. In other words, you put more money in it than the bank.
Yeah, that's what that is what that is. You put more money.
That's exactly what that is.
That is what that is.
What does that tell you about the bank?
They don't have the money.
No, they've got plenty of money. They're keeping it. They're not giving it to you because they don't like your deal.
Oh, because if they liked your deal, they would fund more of your, they would give you a bigger percentage, right?
Ta-da! Lights and, things are flashing, If the bank likes your deal, they'll give you more money. If they hate your deal, they'll give you less money. That's the way the banks work.
Is that the deal?
Which one?
I mean, if they like it, then it's a deal. Like deal or no deal? That is the question.
It is. I mean, it's a deal or no deal based on what the bank says it should be. And the bank will never loan money on a property that they haven't fully vetted out.
So Jeff, what do you do if you're looking at a piece of property and it has a HUD assumable on it?
Show them my plans.
Is
Well,
that
we
something
just
to have a
operate
hard
the
time
same-
qualifying for, or?
Well, it depends on the loan.
You wanted to
How much
show
is
them
the
your
interest
plans?
rate? What are the terms?
me?
How much does it
Okay.
cost to assume that loan? You have to look at all the details because just because a loan can be assumed doesn't mean it's a good deal. It just means that the loan can be assumed. The
Okay.
bank's going to have its little caveats in there. Who can assume this loan? What's required? What kind of experience? All that stuff goes into what the bank wants. And as long as you meet all the requirements, yes, you can assume the loan, but that doesn't mean it's a good deal. It just means you can assume the loan.
Is that something that you look for, assumables, or is you strictly
I'll
100%?
consider those things. I mean, if there's a loan in place for 3 or 4%, and the best I can get something with a 6 in front of it, I have to look at the numbers. It would be unproductive of me not to look at the numbers to make the comparison. The problem is if they have an adjustable rate. The problem is if they have an adjustment once a year. The problem would be is if the amount of the current loan is way too much for the property value to be. Because a lot of the property values have gone down over the past year. And a lot of these properties are not worth what they used to be because of inflation and because of the high cost of money. But every deal, every property should stand on its own and its own numbers, its own occupancy, its own rental per door, its own expenses. Every property is not operating the same way all the way across the country. Some are operated well, some are not.
Since I wanna connect with you, man, because I've been looking for a real like investor who actually has the funds and is looking to buy properties. Because I've dealt with a bunch of phonies. What's your criteria, if you don't mind me asking?
As far as what? What do you mean? What do I look at? What do I like? What do I buy? What do I try to get involved with?
Yeah, what do you buy and what don't you buy? So that if I bring you a deal, I'm not bringing you something that you're not going to buy. I want to bring you something continuously that I know you're going to like.
Okay. Well, first off, I like deals that are profitable. Okay. And by profitable, I mean something that the bank will give you 70 or more percent of a loan. You have to be able to have a good amount of profit margin after you pay all your expenses, which means if it's not properly managed and you don't have a low expense ratio, you're not going to make a lot of money, and the bank's going to be worried about getting their money back on the loan. So every deal's got to stand on its own wherever it is. Okay. Taxes, insurance are two things that'll kill an apartment deal. And Florida has had 3 insurance companies leave this past year. So that drives the cost of insurance up for every apartment complex in Florida. Well, they get a lot of hurricanes in Florida. So that's why their insurance costs are high. That's why a lot of companies left, because they couldn't afford to pay all these claims.
So you're looking for a good payout on the NOI, basically, on the back end.
A good NOI, a good occupancy rate.
What's a good occupancy rate for you? 90%?
The banks, no matter what your occupancy rate, they never give you credit for more than 90%. Okay. If somebody's got an 85% occupancy, can you get a loan? Yes, some banks will do that. Some banks might even give you a loan up to on the 75% and above on occupancy, but they're all different. And the lower the occupancy, the higher the interest rate, because that's a more risky loan. You just have to understand how the banks look at things. And if you evaluate the property the way the banks do, a guy taught me this in Florida. If you figure things out the way the bank's going to look at everything, then you'll always be able to qualify for a loan. And if you can't qualify for a loan, why do you want to buy that property? Because the only other alternative is cash
Yeah, if
or
you can't
seller
qualify for a
financing.
loan from
So,
the bank, it's not a good deal. Okay.
but you can't learn it all overnight. And if you do learn something, you got to remember that it'll take you a little bit of digging to find it back in your mind. You know, you have to take good notes and you have to refer back to them on a regular basis. But if you understand how the numbers work and the way the banks look at it, you'll be able to figure out a deal in, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes.
That's why I'm asking specific questions, because I'm not just shooting out questions that I don't need the answers to. I'm really trying to really figure out what I need to find, because I learn fast. Like I said, I move quick. I want to learn fast. It doesn't take me that long to understand something. So when I ask you a certain question, it's because I'm trying to figure out what you are buying at already, because you've done this for a while. So you have the
I'm on one apartment complex. Okay, so I'm not the 50 apartment owners that some of these people have. You know, I'm not even close to Grant Cardone. He's a guru that I want to be like him when I grow up. Okay, he's got so much real estate, it's not even funny. But the
I
thing
remember
is
a time that Jeff didn't want to be Grant Cardone.
I don't want to be Grant Cardone. I got a hard enough time being me.
Jeff,
Funny.
could you, I don't remember, you're looking for 100 and up units when you were doing your
I
criteria?
prefer 100 and up, because the 100 and up allows you to have greater flexibility. You have more security if you have more doors. And if they're all in one place or one complex, it makes it a lot easier for you to scale. Okay, the biggest thing with apartments, if you start with 10 or 15 or 20, you have to pretty much manage them yourself, because it's real costly if you don't. Okay.
Mhm.
And my time is more valuable to me than managing tenants, telephone calls, and toilet problems. Okay.
And the back only answers.
I mean, you have to have a reason why or why not doing something, you know.
Right.
I don't mind, you know, taking care of stuff, but you know, I've got enough of my own stuff, and if I'm doing that, I can't be looking and evaluating bigger and better deals. Okay. I'd rather work on, you know, 10 or 15 property purchases instead of managing, you know, a 15 unit building.
Operator.
Have you ever thought about like subdivisions, like buying a portfolio like of a subdivision if it's new
Well,
construction?
I'm getting into that, but right now the rental on the subdivision, it's a lot more tricky than apartments, because the value is calculated differently on single family or like 1 to 4 units than it is on apartments. The banks and the value for the single family for the one house or the duplex, you know, the triplex or fourplex, they're all valued based on appraisals and recent comparable sales. Okay, the appraisals use the comparable sales to come up with a price or a value on a particular property, given the neighborhood, given the build year, given all the other things that go into that property. And that's the most you'll ever get out of that property. Okay. And the values go up and down. Apartments are dealt with in a different way. They're valued based on how much income they produce. Okay. I can make $1 million by raising 100 units, $35 a month. Nobody's going to move out for $35 a month. That's $1 a day. It'll cost them a lot more money to move somewhere else, plus the cost of the truck. So if I raise the rent $35 on 100 units, 35 times 100, that's $3,500 a month times 12. That's 42 grand a year. That 42 grand at a 6 cap divided by 0.06. That's almost $750,000 in new value with a $35 rent increase.
What's your question, Mark?
We were on the same frequency. As soon as I thought about it, like, will he break it down? What's it going to look like? So, I was watching a webinar that Grant did, and I kind of did some calculating too. Like he like threw up some data, and it was pretty amazing. The numbers are going to blow you guys away. Check it out. So he talked about this webinar that he hosting. He had like 26,000 people register, right? And then if 10% of them converted, right? Jeff, you got a calculator on your screen, right?
Yeah.
All right. So 2,600 of them convert. So that's 10%. That's usually sales, right? You've been in sales for a minute.
Yeah.
So like, let's do 2,600 units times 297.
Times 297.
Yeah.
That's almost $750,000, 772 grand.
772 grand. And like, he did this webinar, was like 120 minutes, right?
So in 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. Let's give him 3 hours. Just for
okay. Divide that by 3 hours. That's $257,000 an hour.
No, but it's even crazier than that. Let's get back to the number. It was 772,000.
Yeah, 772,000.
Okay, and then let's say that's a 6 cap.
Divide that by 0.06.
Right. I don't know anybody else. There's multiple other people in the shop. Doesn't matter.
You might have to turn your calculator sideways.
12.87 million.
12.87 million. That's the 6 cap, right?
That's a 6 cap.
But he only did the video one time, so he didn't do the video 6 times. He did it one time. So if you do that 772,500 at a 1x, what is that?
Divided by 0.06 to get back to where I was. 772,200 divided by 0.01.
Wash my hands.
77,220,000.
Do you think that video that he made will make 77 million bucks?
It'll probably make 100 million bucks.
Right. So there is no scam, man. It's just math. That's all we're talking about.
Well, all these things are just 5th grade arithmetic. Use a calculator.
Right. This is what the banks do all day, right? They get those payments every month.
Yeah.
And then they get their cap on their payments, right? And that's all how it works, man. It's fun. It's money.
If a bank has 10,000 loans and they get $1,500 a month in a mortgage payment.
On one of my cars.
Now we're talking, right?
On those 10,000 mortgages, okay? I mean, that's just a tremendous amount of money, and then they give you what, 2, 3, 4% on your money. You're making $1.5 million every month just on mortgage payments.
We were talking to a gentleman today on the call, and he was saying that he saw like CDs were paying like 5.5 or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I said that's not outpacing the inflation, though, is it?
Not at 5%. That outpace inflation at all. Outpaced inflation, you're going to have at least double digits.
Double-digit returns backed and insured by real estate?
You have double-digit returns and multiple streams of income, and then you have wealth at that point.
And this is for educational and entertainment purposes, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Do your
Aren't you
own due
entertained?
diligence.
I am.
Everything we speak about is for educational purposes only. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
What?
Entertainment purposes. This is a reality show, man. This is reality TV.
Also, could I get the best email for you, for Jeff, so I can start sending you some big 100+
Yeah,
units that I have?
I'll put it in the chat for y'all here. Let me go ahead and move this out here.
Hey, if
That
there's
way y'all
people that
have
want to
it.
donate those old properties too, they can always donate it to the veterans, right?
Sure can.
Yeah, and get that full tax write-off.
Yep. I can give them the full value of an appraised property. If it's $10,000 or $30,000 or $300,000, I can give a receipt out for the full value that's appraised. Property does have to have an appraisal accompany it so that I can justify giving whatever receipt that is. Whether I get that amount of money out of that property or item, doesn't really matter. You still get the tax deduction. So.
And how is it helping? How is it helping the veterans out there?
Well, what I do now is I self-fund. I have a lot of people who talk a good story about sending money, want to help the veterans, but very few of them actually send money or property or cars or boats or anything like that.
Yeah, since my parents both did a lot of time in the military, when I get capital, that is something that I would be willing to do. It's just to give back to the veterans because I know what it's like.
Wonderful.
Because I know what it's like to be a military child, right? So, man, I've been all around the world, from Germany to Korea to where's some other places that I lived at? Seattle. Man, I've been everywhere. Mom's been deployed multiple times. I think from the ages of 3 to 12, I had only seen my mom 4 times because she was on deployments.
Wow. Well, parents have to do without their families a lot, and the families have to do without their parents a lot because they, the job calls for that. So, a lot of kids grow up without a mom or a dad, or sometimes in your case, both for a period of time. So, at least one of them was around to help keep an eye on you while you were growing up, right?
Yeah, it was my dad. My dad was in the military before I was born, but mom sticked in the state of the military for 32 years. And then when I turned, I think 16, when I turned 14, she was a general, I think, before she retired.
Good for her. Good for her. Be sure to thank them for their service. Okay.
Every time, brother. And every time I see a veteran, I always thank them for their service because I know what it's like. And a lot of people are disrespect veterans and they don't even know the trauma that they go through or the pain that they had to go through. So,
well, it's different for everybody. Everybody reacts differently to the things that they have to see or do or be a part of. So I feel real bad for those families of those people over in Jordan that got killed a few days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a drone attack over there that killed 3 and hospitalized a bunch, and a bunch of them had to be medevaced out to Landstuhl Hospital over in Germany.
Landstuhl. I used to live in Landstuhl, and I don't know if you know about Kaiserslautern.
I do.
Yeah, used to live in Kaiserslautern as well, and Heidelberg. So
yep. That was one of my Landstuhl was our area hospital. I was stationed in Baumholder, which is not that far from Kaiserslautern,
it's not.
Pretty close to the French border, pretty close to Luxembourg. So, but that was a while ago.
A long time ago, right?
Yeah, seemed like it. But yeah, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I get a little check every month, emphasis on little check. So generals get a much bigger check than me. And that's okay. I mean, they put up with a different kind of crap than I did. So, but they had to do an awful lot of stuff they didn't want to do. I'm certain of that.
Yeah, it was hard, man, because I always played sports, and every time I would make friends with somebody, I would move, and it sucked, man. It was horrible.
Yeah, my kids had a little taste of that too, and I think it helps them understand that the world is a little bigger place than where they spent most of their childhood. You know,
Mhm.
a
And
lot
but
of
I
kids
think
never leave home. A lot of kids never get away from home for any period of time, and that all they know is where they live when they grow up, and they don't have any concept of people struggling all over the world trying to make their way every day.
yeah, but I also think we were talking about this earlier about principles being instilled onto your kids, and because my parents were military people, the discipline that I didn't think of it as that as a kid, right? I was like, why are you guys so strict? I can't do anything. And when I got older, I realized like this is something like I understand now. I get it. You guys were instilling principles on me of discipline and consistency and doing what's supposed to be done regardless of how you feel. And I'm glad that I had military parents because
Have you been to college, or
no,
are
I'm
you
not
going to
going.
college?
No, sir, I'm not going to college.
Okay, are you just doing the apartment thing now, trying to buy and sell apartments?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you think you need as far as education?
I think I need to learn more about apartment complexes. I know a lot about single family homes, how to run comps, how to do appraisals, how to figure out what's ARV, what's not, how to add a bed, a bath, a pool, regardless. Like I know all that type of stuff, but apartment complexes, I found my love with it. I don't know what it is about them, but when I see a 200 unit and it's worth 10 million and I have to figure out what cap rate is, what NOI is, what I love a challenge, right? If it's not challenging, I don't like to do it. So I like to challenge myself with something hard, which is why I actually got into apartment complexes because this is something that's difficult for me. I don't know much about it, and I'm willing to challenge myself to get all the information I need. So it's definitely something that I love to do, and I'm still learning, trying to become better.
Well, everybody that goes in the military, they earn while they learn.
That is true.
They get paid to go to basic training. They get paid to go learn a particular job that they're going to do in the military. No matter what the branch of service it is, they all have job specialties, and everybody's got to be doing something. It doesn't matter whether you're a clerk in the office or a cook in the dining facility or somebody that actually shoots the weapon systems. You pick a job and do it and learn it. As long as you have some of the basic skills required, you can learn that job. You just have to pay attention and get better at it. The thing is that once you have that skill, that's yours. Okay, it doesn't matter what that skill is. And if you want to learn a different skill during your time in the military, every time you come up for a reenlistment, you can actually learn another skill. So it's nice to have several skills, but do something different every 3 or 4 years. And a lot of places won't let you do that except the military.
That's true. And the one thing that I noticed is that the military is a team personality. It's a team, right? And that's why I love working with other military, well, as we call them, other military brats, because everybody who was in the military or had military parents, most of the time they have those same principles of loyalty, respect, discipline, and that's just how they were raised and how they were brought up. And so
Well,
that's how
you should want to always do the right thing on purpose. The thing is not enough people do that.
And I agree. A lot of people don't, but I think a lot of people don't self evaluate or reevaluate themselves. I like to learn from my mistakes. I don't call them failures. I made a mistake today, and I learned from it, figured out what not to do. And there's this one kid who he's a newbie in wholesaling, and he was about to make the same mistake twice. And I told him, I said, listen, you already made this mistake. Don't do it again. And he was like, you're right, man. Thank you for reiterating that. And sometimes you just have to let people know, like, brother, you made the same mistake once. Don't do it again. And
That's why this is a team sport. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to do everything. You just have to be aware that something either needs to be done or has to be done by somebody. And if you've got a large enough team, somebody will want to do those functions. Okay. Somebody will be good at it. Somebody will enjoy it. And you try to work the skills and the knowledge and the abilities into the different areas that need to have that attention. And if you can get somebody that's got time, somebody that's got money, somebody that's got skills, knowledge, and ability to figure out deals, and you all work on things that you're good at, and you share that information, pretty soon you'll all know a lot of the same things. And that's what teamwork is all about. I mean, everybody in the special forces knows everybody else's job.
yeah, everybody knows how to do almost everybody else's job. And that's how that you're supposed to have a team where a lot of people have differences, but you can all do the same thing. Like the team that I'm working with right now, if one of us makes a mistake, we tell everybody else. Like, we made this mistake, boom, 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 don't do that. Okay, let's try to figure out how we fix it. And I changed my mentality of you didn't fail, you needed to learn, right? What was the lesson that God was supposed to teach you? What is God teaching me? I always think of that. What is God trying to teach me? What am I doing wrong? Or what is God trying to teach me in this situation? And ever since I started thinking like that, my mindset and the way that I do business and the way I work has been completely different.
Well, that's good. Everybody should learn from their mistake, but they should also try to learn something from somebody else's mistakes, because, you know, that way you don't make your own. If you can learn from somebody else's mistake, you just got a free lesson there.
Yes, sir. And that's why I love learning from people like you guys. I mean, everybody that I'm talking to now or have been talking to for the past 4 hours, 3-4 hours, is older than me. And I've been writing down notes of what you guys have been saying, how you guys think, because my generation is completely different from your generation.
Wait a minute. Let me cut you off. I have a question there. So
Okay.
are you saying that people that are a little bit older than you might have some knowledge to share with the youth? Is that what you're saying?
I never said that you guys didn't.
Oh, I'm not saying you did it. I'm not saying you said that. I'm being facetious because it seems like many youth don't look at us as we can pass on knowledge through, things we've already done in life, or,
here's how that works. I have the knowledge to pass this on to everybody in the group. Okay.
Yeah.
You can teach anybody something that's willing to learn, except your own children. Okay? Your children are the last ones to listen to you, because they have not figured out yet that you always have their best interest at heart.
Yeah, and my dad, that's so crazy, because my dad would always tell me, like, he'd be like, Sam, I tell you to do one thing and you do the complete opposite. And me being stubborn, right, because I was young and dumb and stupid, I was like, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna go do it by myself. And he'd be like, okay, you know what, fine.
Stubborn.
And then he would always tell me,
how old were you when that happened, Sam?
I was pretty young.
17, 15.
I would say from the ages of 14 to 17, it was rough for me, because I was stubborn and hard-headed and I didn't want to learn.
I'll tell you what you had. What you had is you had all the answers. You just didn't know all the questions.
I thought I knew everything.
Yeah.
And then come to find out I didn't know everything.
Well, that's how you learn.
Right? You don't know what you don't know.
Your brain is not fully developed until you turn about 25 years old.
Yep. And I started to realize when I got older what my parents meant when they said everything, like. And then I tell the younger, I'm 21, but I feel like I can't say that. You guys laugh at this. I say I feel like I'm older, right? Because when I'm teaching kids who are 14, 15, and they're hard-headed I'm like, you know what? You were exactly what I was. And my dad always told me, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
And
that's it.
and that saying, oh my God, I love saying that to people. Like, yeah, man, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make
Mark, stop raising your hand and just ask your question. You're cracking me up here.
I feel like I'm in school, you know, so I just trying to obey what I was trained when I was a kid.
You haven't been in school for a while, Mark. You've been
Ego's
out.
our worst enemy, my friend, and it will creep up all the time. It's the human condition, man.
My ego was a problem, and I
Yep.
realized that I didn't know everything, and I found out very quickly that I didn't know everything.
The universe will give you that smackdown, man, and the higher you go, the farther down it will go. You got to keep it right on the steady Eddie line. And we're emotional creatures. We're built for survival and to be comfortable. And like this
We
thing's
go
streaming
through
live
different-
to the
yeah.
world, and it's getting out of your comfort zone and pretty much saying, you know, you don't give an F anymore. You know, what's going to happen is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Big risk,
I
big
think-
rewards, big risk, you know, big growth.
I think we all go through different, you know, periods and levels of growth, you know, and just because somebody's one age or another, it doesn't necessarily like on certain parts of growth, you could be doing a little better than others, you know, so it's great to learn from everyone, you know. Sam, you are very wise for your age.
A leader,
you know.
yeah, a leader.
So
Planting
it's
the
good
right
that
seeds.
you're able to reach out to the younger generation. Don't give up, you know, just rethink those words, you know, like you said, what caused me to be so stubborn and not want to hear this information? How could I make, do you think if they worded it differently, I would have listened sooner? You know, like think about things like that. I mean, I do constantly because I'm like, all right, well, you know, I can't get different results if I keep doing the exact same thing.
They call
So
that insanity.
As I started to learn, nothing changes if nothing changes.
yes, exactly. So I mean, I think it's great the path you're on. You know, Michelle, what do you got to say? You unmuted.
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just sitting here thinking, along with, just trying to gather all the information in, is I was going to ask you more experienced investors, when you're looking at price tags and it's in the pricing that you've never even thought of before, how do you deal with that? You're still just looking at if it makes money or not is a good deal? Or do you get like price paralyzed?
No. If it's 20,000 or 20 million, it's just a 2, okay, with a bunch of zeros. That's it. I mean, yeah, these numbers can look a little intimidating, but don't let them be intimidating because they're not. If you got 200 units and they're $20 million for the property, real easy math, 100K a door. It's amazing how good your math skills will become if you think of everything that involved with real estate as far as the money is concerned. If you think about everything as money and it's a money problem, then you always come up with the right answer.
You know, that makes a lot of sense because like I always said, if math was all about like money, I did very well. But other math problems that I couldn't relate to like money, like would baffle me.
Well, when's the last time you did something that you learned in high school math that you use every day? Hardly anything.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I didn't finish high school. I thought school in general was really boring.
You had all the answers too.
I guess I did. I just didn't have the right
questions.
No, I wasn't in the right rooms. I needed different information than what they were giving me.
Did you believe your parents had your best interest at heart?
Oh, I absolutely did, but I knew that they didn't know better to get us out of the situations we were in.
Okay,
You know.
okay.
So at a young age, I knew I had to change things, but at the same time, I still went down the same roads, a lot of the same roads, you know. So it's like, it's interesting, you know, when you
You
know,
follow the path that you're familiar with.
yeah, yeah,
I think we all do. Okay.
yeah,
It's what's comfortable. People always do what's comfortable, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, doesn't matter. It's just, it's just
Yeah.
comfortable. So
it wasn't just about being like necessarily comfortable. It's just I honestly didn't know another way but to just, you know, like I did try to live my way. I did a good job of living on my terms for a long time, to be honest with you. You know, my mom says I've always been an independent child. If I wanted something, I found a way to get it done. You know, I was the kid like, Mom, I want to do this. Here's already the permission slip. You know, I've already worked it out that I can go to this event, you know. So it's like, why'd you do that to me, Mark? You threw me off.
you
But
want to see how much debt we got?
yeah,
$34 trillion.
I've always just been creative, you know, like with getting things that I wanted. And I think it just like, it got defeating after a while.
Is
kinda.
that real?
That's right now. Well,
Oh,
it's now,
shoot.
now it's now again. It never stops growing.
Is that insane or what? US national debt. Debt per citizen, $101,000. Debt per taxpayer.
It's over $250,000 per taxpayer. Yeah.
What is the hell is the difference between a debt per citizen and debt per taxpayer? Aren't we all freaking
The
taxpayers?
101,000 man, woman, and child.
Oh, I get like,
The taxpayer is somebody that's over 18 and has a job.
yeah.
That's scary how fast that number is going up. Like that's scary.
wow.
Well, the fun part is that won't matter if you have multiple apartments, because guess what? If you finance your apartment building, you'll be paying your loan off with tomorrow's money, which will be worth less than it is today.
Mark, go back up. I wanted to see what that was per, hold on. No, charitable donation per adult. What is that on the per adult? What does that mean?
$2,149 per person over 18 that donates money. Average.
Average person donates $2,149.
No.
No.
$2,149.
Yeah, $2,149.
See, they take all the money that's donated and divide it by the number of adults they have here. Now, does every adult donate that much? No.
No. But when they break it down to donations by the amount of people who made the donations,
it's a lot bigger donation.
You know, some
Fewer
people are
people.
obviously gonna donate more than others, and some are not at all. Got you. Yep. This is crazy. We're learning a little bit of everything around here today, talking about all different kinds of stuff. I like it. So.
Well, have we solved the world's problems tonight, or we got a problem or two yet to solve?
Hopefully we solved something. So, or at least started something, a ripple here.
Yeah, let's just look at all the apartments and we'll filter through all of them, see which ones make sense. We'll try to find a way the ones that make sense to try to buy them, and the ones that don't make sense, we'll just dispose of them as quickly as we can. Probably takes 5 or 10 minutes to go through it at most. So
Nice. Well, you gotta keep the address off because I'm streaming live. If you want, like, Sam, did you say you sent those to us?
I sent three to Dream Big Investments,
Okay.
and I'm sending this 187 unit in El Paso to our boy, my big dog right here.
Sam, I think that Jeff is asking you to present a deal to him right now. I think that's what he's asking. Is that what you're asking, Jeff?
If you can
Yeah.
present a deal, I'll show you what I go through in about 5 minutes.
Perfect. I just sent it over to your email, Jeff.
All right, let me pull it up.
Oh, that's
wonderful.
awesome. Good job, Sam.
I got some money.
This is the 187 unit in El Paso, 57K per door and it's a 10.72 cap rate.
Where is it at?
Sent it directly to your email, brother.
No, where is the property?
El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, okay. What's the population of El Paso?
Population of El Paso. 678,000 as of 2021.
Okay.
As of 2023, it's 723,000.
Okay, what is the income average per person there?
Income average in El Paso City in the zip code of 77902 is 33,696.
Okay. Now these are nice bits of information to know, but you need to know how many people you have and how much they make for every area you look at to invest in.
So how many people are there and how much money they make?
Well, you need to make sure you have enough people there to support your property, and you need to know that they have enough income to rent from you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why those two pieces of information are very important.
Got you.
You need to also take a look at that population to see if it's growing, if it's declining, or if it's staying the same over the last 20, 30 years.
Population is growing.
What are the population trends for El Paso?
I'll look it up right now. Give me 2
Okay.
seconds. The current metro area population of El Paso in 2024 is 996,000, a 1.12% increase from 2023. And then in 2023 was at 985,000, which is a 1.13 increase from 2022.
Okay,
And
well,
then-
as long as the population's going up,
It's increasing.
is their income gone up over time as well, or is that stayed the same? You just need to know the trend.
I got you. I'm looking it up. It won't take me long.
Okay.
Yep, it's at a 5.03 increase.
Okay.
How much would a guru charge you to do this, Jeff?
30 grand.
Right.
Can you repeat your question, Mark?
Like, what would a guru charge you to do underwriting like this?
I don't know.
To teach it or just to do it?
It's on YouTube already.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it there, but the thing is that gurus charge 25 to 50 grand to teach you the stuff. So,
yeah.
Aren't you glad I'm not a guru?
Jeff is not your guru. He's not a licensed tax preparer. He's not an attorney.
I'm not a lawyer.
All of this is for entertainment and educational purposes only,
right.
as we would say.
This call is being recorded for training and quality. For
You
quality.
need a banner
training
running
purposes.
across the top of the screen.
We should have
Continual
that.
banner.
We need a banner like that. This call is being recorded for training and quality purposes. You know what's gonna be cool is when my kids get to come and look at that debt and actually see if it's real.
Well, let me ask you a quick question here. This is not an apartment building, is it?
This is a hotel.
Okay. I'm not really a hotel guy. I understand numbers, but
Yeah, but these got a lot more different revenue streams, man. They got the
they
ballroom
got daily
rental.
revenue. They have an expense ratio that I'm not familiar with. So can we
Yeah.
look at an apartment instead of a hotel?
Let me send you a different one.
Okay, that's fine. I know a guy that can do this hotel and figure it out in about 10 minutes. So
Okay, here we go. Here's a better one. This one is an apartment in Pasadena, Texas. It's 228 units.
Pasadena, Texas. Don't you love it?
Gotta get your G.
There's some lingo for the hotels. They always call it keys. They don't call it doors.
They call it keys.
Yeah, so a hotel you would say, hey, I got a 250 key 250 keys, and they'll know you're talking hotel. Can you imagine how big the key ring would be? Or is it?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's all those digital keys now. So it's just like the plastic cards that get reprogrammed.
So the income growth in Pasadena, Texas grew to 61,000 from the previous year. The population growth, the population in Pasadena, Texas is 100 and that's in 2021. It grew in 2021. Let's see what it's at in 2023. It's actually declining at a rate of 0.69 annually.
It's declining.
Yes, as of 2024.
Well, you still have 700,000 people, all right? And the last thing you need to look at is the number of jobs. Have they increased the number of jobs? Okay. The more you know about a market, the better you can, how do you say, decide whether you want to go here or somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The employment rate from 2020 to 2021 in Pasadena grew at a rate of 0.35%.
That's still a little growth. That's okay.
Hold on, I want to see what it did in 2023 because they'll probably give me. Just okay, hold on. Number of jobs increase in Pasadena. 2023. Give me
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm getting tired.
I'm loving this.
Well, if you gotta go, Pansy, please. I mean, don't stay here just because we're here. I mean, if you feel like you gotta make a move, make that move. Yeah.
Pasadena's job growth has increased by 2.8% in the past 10 years.
We'll see that they've got additional jobs, so that's a good thing.
If we're on JJ's Zoom and I'm the host.
Oh, well, I guess that means you got to stick around, huh?
Yeah.
We got the radio station today gifted, and she can stream, but we can't on our Zoom. Can you stream on your Zoom?
Who's Jeff's? Jeff, do you have a paid Zoom?
I don't know much about streaming, so I'm not qualified to answer that question.
Yeah, he's got a paid Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Zoom account. Yeah.
Does it? I wonder if it streams. If you look down there where's it? What section is it in the more?
Yeah.
Next time he gets in there.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna see it now because he's in our Zoom.
No, I agree. But when he looks at his, he can look in the more section. Then it just says stream to YouTube.
Yeah. Of course, you'll have to initially set up your YouTube channel or whatever. But yeah, the one we have doesn't work. I don't know. You'd
How
have
much
to share
storage
your,
do you get on
like,
YouTube?
log into your own account and share like what we
How
were
much
looking.
storage do you get on YouTube?
I don't know.
You gotta fill it up, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. What we need to do is shorter, I think, more often videos.
There's a couple of people watching.
Is there? Who's watching?
I don't know. It just says there's 2 watchers.
Oh,
I'm one of
nice.
them.
And you're one of them.
Hey, you gotta watch your own stuff, right? It's
Freaking
delayed
Mark.
quite a bit too. It's like probably 5 seconds delayed or whatever, maybe more. Like if I
Yeah.
lean my head like this,
I like this though, playing around with YouTube, going live and talking about a little bit of everything, and
Right?
people
I
get
think
to
talking
know.
about it in a really casual way
just
makes
moved
you
on
feel
YouTube.
more
That's the
willing
delay.
to reach out.
Mark,
and-
Michelle, don't cut Michelle off. Let Michelle finish her
Oh,
sentence.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize somebody was talking.
No, he cut you off. Go ahead.
I was just saying that being able to talk in a more casual setting makes you feel more confident. If to even reach out to the realtors and stuff. So I do appreciate the feedback. I'm in Illinois. So I was thinking that I was going to kind of dabble into wholesaling, but I'm limited because of the restrictions here in Illinois. So, but I think it's kind of interesting. Like I know what to ask the realtor and kind of look for that 70% entrance. What would you call that? When the bank is willing to lend that 70%, it does have a terminating, does that have a name?
Yeah, that's the amount of loan they will provide on a commercial property of residential apartments.
So does that have a name?
Well, the purchase price is 100%. The investors that want to buy that usually have to come up with the 30, and then the bank will do the loan for 70 over 25 or 30 years. So it's just a regular mortgage at 70% of the purchase price.
Okay. So would you use those same
LTV. Loan
So
to
do you-
value.
Okay.
Loan to value.
Loan to value. I'm like, it has a name. Loan to value. Thank you.
And then there's another one is loan to cost. So say you buy that $100,000 property at $60,000 until you fix it, they're only going to give you loan to cost. So you got to look out for that one too.
So if I wanted to sell my commercial property and, but it's not, is there a different formula when it's commercial property? Because this is your ratio that you use for,
If you're gonna sell it,
multifamily, right? What about special use? Or do you not dabble in special use?
Everything has its own cap rate. I mean, apartments are all, if they're similar class properties, they have the same cap rate or similar cap rate. Nationwide, there's variations of all of those cap rates. You've got A, B, C, and D properties. The banks don't like funding D properties at all. So if you find a D property, you're going to probably have to pay cash or get some investors to get together to go ahead and see if they can bring it from a D to a C and sell it. So the cap rate's going to be adjusted based on the newness of the property. A property that's less than 20 years old is probably going to be a Class A. Something 25 to 50 years could possibly be a B or a C. And anything over 50 years is probably a C or a D, depending on where it is and what it is and the condition. So apartments never go away, which is nice. You know, it's not like a stock that can just go disappear in a day's trade. So there are people that think that apartment investing is a bunch of hocus pocus, but If you own an apartment building, guess what? It'll be there tomorrow. It'll be there in
Right.
10 years, unless a
So-
flood or hurricane takes it away or a tornado, you know. And in which case you can insure against those things, and then you just get replacement costs. You have a new building. Hey, guess what? They even have a way for you with your insurance to collect rents to a certain dollar amount per door, or a certain amount annual gross income if your property is completely destroyed, so that you can stay in business. So the insurance company basically pays you because you had that policy in effect. That's why the money never really disappears. It just goes up and down in value as time goes by.
Well, I appreciate it. And I know Pansy's getting tired, so I do appreciate that you guys came in and you were just willing to talk so casually. Thank you, Pansy, for inviting me.
Yeah, I
I
always
appreciate it.
enjoy-
She's like, jump
yeah.
on. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Ask your questions.
I look forward to meeting you in person very soon.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
we're doing a meetup in our area. So that'll be fun. Just trying to get to meet other people in our area. So
Yep, in Lake Villa. Go ahead, plug yourself and your business.
if you're planning on getting married, Blue Thistle Farm in Lake Villa.
There you go. And if
Hey,
that
I'm
were
actually
we're
on the
holding-
phone with an investor. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm gonna piece his brain
Sam,
apart.
mute yourself. Hold on.
I got
Mute
you.
yourself, Sammy. Please. Thanks.
Well, can I ask one clarifying question before we get off of here? And because I did try to look it up, like in the Facebook group and stuff on the Facebook. Is a
Yeah.
wholesaler, is that somebody who buys the property and then resells it?
That's the ones who usually get it under contract and
Get
then
it under
brings,
contract.
yeah,
Okay.
and then finds the end buyer.
I'm just, okay, not that I'm trying to get around Illinois
No,
regulations. Can you just do like finder fees and then you're not, is that different? A finder
I
fee
have-
versus a wholesaler?
I mean, some investors do like a boots on the ground type of thing where, yeah, if you shoot them an address and they'll look at it, I think they give like a referral type fee, finder fee, however they word it.
Okay.
You know, because you were in that area and you took a picture of the house and sent them an address. So, you
All right, I
know,
was just trying to, I couldn't figure that out from just Googling that answer. Because I'm like, I can't be a wholesaler unless I get a real estate license. So in Illinois, so
yeah, you're not really wholesaling at that time. You're just, you know,
leave it to
finding,
homeschoolers to figure out the loopholes.
finding, yeah, finding properties and, you know, letting someone know. So, and then your agreements with them. So, yeah.
All right, just to circle back, if you guys know of a lender to send my way, I appreciate it. It's a lender that will do primary multi-use property together. That's my hard
Just so I
sale
know how
right now.
big the building is, what's your square footage on that?
It's 4,000 square feet for the one building so it's a church building.
Okay,
And then it has a house on it that is 2,000 square feet.
okay, so you have 6,000 square feet of mixed use, 4,000 commercial and 2,000 residential.
And it's on 7 acres.
Oh, lots of dirt, okay.
Yeah.
Is it zoned a specific way? Do you know how
It's
it's
zone
zoned?
C, it's zone C1.
C1, okay.
I was told probably from an older realtor, it's residential special use. The current terminology is commercial neighborhood. So you can put like a convenience store, you can do something locally also in the space because it's C1.
Okay,
So we're running a wedding venue out of it. So we bought it from a nonprofit and we're running it as a wedding venue out of it.
how's it working for you?
It's going pretty well.
That's all that really matters at the end of the day, is that things are going well. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make some contacts tomorrow, and I'll
I
you've
appreciate
got my
it.
phone.
So we
You
own
got my
it.
phone number. Just text me your information. That way, when I do get something, I can send it back to you.
Okay, I did write down your information, and it would be first position.
Okay. Perfect. And how much are you hoping to borrow?
I wasn't hoping to borrow a whole lot, but what we paid for it, and we'll talk about that more privately.
Okay,
But
that's fine.
okay.
I'm sure all the lenders will ask you that question. I just want you to be prepared for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I am, and it's not. I'm not asking for the full. I understand all that part, but it's
Okay.
Yeah, that's why that seems to be. I was telling Mark before you got in. I've been through like 5 lenders.
Yeah.
They all
Well,
want the same
Jeff's
thing,
number
right?
is there, so you guys can talk like offline, he'll help
Okay,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. We're
Well, I
a
know-
team here, so we try to help everybody that we can when we can,
All right.
We
Well,
talked
thank you
to
so
a guy
much.
that's a note buyer. So there's a private note buyers, and they buy stuff like that. So they're just
I'm
looking
not
to make
sure.
it
Can you explain what that is a little bit more, Mark, if you don't mind? A note buyer?
like a note buyer. Say somebody has, a couple $1 million in their IRA, and they can make notes. So they make a promissory note, first position. This will be a perfect fit for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should
Yeah.
do I Google, do you Google note buyers?
but
Like, how
are
do
you
you
looking
find
to
those
sell
people?
it, or are you looking just to get a loan on it there?
Who, myself?
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna take out all of my, take out as much money as
Your
I could and use it
equity,
to. I was taking out the equity so I could start buying houses, or I
Maybe
wasn't
you
really
need-
sure.
Maybe you need a small business loan since it's a business, an SBA. Maybe you need an expansion or something like disadvantaged woman-owned business. There's all kinds of things that you can play around with.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk offline. Jump in office hours. Let's get you on booked on a one-on-one.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we'll bring you into a private group and we'll chop it up.
All right. You
Yeah,
guys have a great
absolutely.
evening. I think everybody's like either in Midwest or on the East Coast, right? So Mark, where are you located?
Los Angeles.
Oh, it's still sunny there. I mean, still daylight almost there, right?
No,
No, it's dark.
it's the home of the fruits and nuts.
No. Well, I'm gonna call it a night, and I will be in touch with all of you guys in the future. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'll
Appreciate
talk to you
your
probably in the
time.
next couple days. So
Bye.
Bye-bye.
have a good one, Michelle. She's so cool. She's local to me. We are gonna have this meet up and meet in person. She's got a lot of the same interests as me too, with like the camper and traveling.
Wedding
stuff
venues
like
make
that.
a lot of money.
Yeah, they do.
They can generate some income.
We paid
Yeah.
for one.
Yeah. I like her idea how she's got it set up. I can't wait to see it. So have to do some live streaming from there some way, somehow.
Just don't borrow Sam's phone.
Yeah, speaking of Sam, did anybody remember the cap rate he said this property was?
No, I don't. He
thought he said
he
something
was
like
on the phone,
7.
I think.
Maybe a 6.
I thought he said 7 something, but
I put it at 7.5 right now.
7.5.
Didn't he send you the
7.5.
email? Isn't that information in there?
No, the cap rate's never in the financials.
Oh, really?
Never. Well, if they want $20 million, this is at a 7 cap rate, that's going to be pretty close. So. And it's in
What kind of
Texas.
cap rate? What cap rate are we looking for?
Well, the cap rate doesn't matter as much as the occupancy and the rent per door per month.
Explain what the capital rate is. The cap rate.
The capitalization rate, it's a percentage of where these property values are trading at in the recent comparables of similar properties. It's basically an interest rate that it takes you make that much per year. Okay.
Mhm.
So a five cap takes you 20 years to get your money back. Because 5 times 20 is 100, right?
Okay.
A 6 cap rate, you just divide that into 100. That tells you how many years. 6
It's
divided
also a
by
way to
100.
it's also a way to compare like a gas station to an apartment building
Yes,
and
you can compare
different things
different,
like that. So you can
completely different
compare.
items.
Okay, so
Cap rates.
Yeah.
for some of us that aren't that advanced in math and whatever, so it's better to have the cap rate higher than or
No.
lower.
Depends
Lower.
on who you are. You want a low cap rate if you're selling. You want a high cap rate if you're buying.
That's what I mean.
Yep. The cap rate is like on a teeter-totter. The higher the cap rate, the lower the price. Does that make sense?
The lower the purchase price.
It's backwards. I mean, the cap rate, yeah, the higher it's more cash flow. Lower cap rate, more appreciation.
If you buy at a lower cap rate, you're saying
You're spending more money.
Yeah, you're buying a stronger property, but low cash flow. Kind of like protecting wealth. We're gonna have to have a class. We're gonna have to make a class on cap rate, huh?
Yeah, I'm confused, so that's okay. And like I don't have to know everything, but I'm still in, I'm still like not turning my nose up at learning new stuff. So, but yeah.
Let's just noodle on the national debt. It was like, how much?
34. 34.
Look at it
Craziness.
this time next year and see if it's right.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I am not going to remember what the hell it said.
It's
Those
recorded.
things don't really like interest me.
It's history. History right there.
Yeah, it's history. As soon as
We're making history right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna be the history. Has anybody ever like filmed themselves going to sleep online, like falling asleep during a Zoom online?
Falling asleep on somebody else's Zoom channel and streaming onto somebody else's Zoom channel with people in different lands.
This
I'm
is
pretty
my
sure it's
YouTube.
happened.
Well, this is my YouTube channel. I'm just borrowing JJ's Zoom to do this.
Right.
But has anybody ever fallen asleep while doing their own
Do it
YouTube
together.
video?
Let's pretend.
I'm sure it has happened.
What do they call it? What do they call it? The when people freeze in the house and stuff and they go through there.
Freeze in the house.
Yeah, they pose or whatever. Like they get stuck and they go through the house with a camera.
Oh, like some of those reality shows that they stick the people together where cameras are everywhere.
Mannequins?
Well, yeah, like a mannequin challenge. Yeah.
No, there's
Like
there's something else. I know.
You know what
What
the
are you
word is.
talking
You walk through
about?
a house and everybody's like a mannequin, just frozen right where they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah. What is that?
Maybe you need to do smoothie things videos on your YouTube.
Yeah.
For educational and
And health.
for training purposes. No, for entertainment purposes only.
There's
I'm not a
lots of
health
things
nut,
you can add to smoothies.
not a health nut, not a dietitian. I'm just a freaking YouTuber. That's it. Having fun, experimenting.
Yep. Absolutely. Real life people talking about real life things.
I just got a frog in my throat. So
how'd you come up with the title of the YouTube video?
Well, Jeff, thanks for joining us, man.
That's right. She's ready to kill it.
Anyways, yeah, Dante might be reaching out to you. So,
We'll be like Paige streaming for 3 hours already, huh?
yeah, maybe.
And Paige did it for 24 hours.
See, there's one that somebody probably nodded off and I won't force myself to stay up like longer than I need to.
They didn't lock him up. They let him go after they found him guilty and made him pay his fine. So that's like $120 or something. But it
You
took
want to
until
be
1
unmuted
o'clock
about
to get-
this?
Go fight him and sue him.
Yeah, all that shit for $100.
He's live.
Now he needs himself.
There you go.
No, I muted him. I'm like, I don't know if we want to put somebody's business out there. I don't know what he's
Okay.
talking about, who he's talking about. You
Right.
know, it's like, let's talk about our own experiences and, let others share about theirs.
Here comes
Kind
Jeff.
of
He's
thing.
coming back in. Let's see how long it takes before he knows he's muted.
Aw.
I
He's
think he
gonna be
was
like,
trying
I'm
to,
muted.
I think he was trying to, is he trying to unmute?
You locked him, huh?
I think he was trying to,
It's fine.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Uh-oh, Jeff. Is this Jeff? This is Jeff.
You're muted, my brother. You gotta unmute.
What are you looking at?
How about now?
100%.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
You just got to push the right button. That 228 unit needs to be
Yeah.
purchase price at about 16.9 or 17 million dollars, not 20.
Right? Somebody's been getting paid, huh?
Well, if you pay them 20, you're not going to be able to get a DSCR that the bank will be okay with.
How'd you come up with these numbers, Jeff? Can you explain it a
I
little
just
bit?
took their gross income, divided it by the number of units, and I got the monthly amount.
Average monthly amount?
Yep.
Then you got an occupancy and you got a
Well, their
expenses.
occupancy based on this number should be about 2638, but that's about 96%. But the banks will only give you credit for 90%. Remember,
right?
They will not.
Okay,
They
I
will not
remember.
fund above 90% occupancy. At a 7 cap rate, this is a $16.9 million property.
Wow.
Right? The bank will give you like 11 million,
11.8,
and you got to come up with 5 milli.
Yeah.
5.1. Yep.
You think you could get a 6.75 loan down there?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the mortgage payment? If you scroll down a little bit,
It's
there you go. Keep going.
77 grand a month.
How would you feel writing a check like that?
If the money's in the bank, I'll write the check all day long.
Right?
Got kicked out. How'd she get kicked out?
She got kicked out.
She got kicked out.
I
How
thought
did you
Pansy
kick out
left.
Pansy? Oh, oh my God.
So who's the, oh, maybe you're the host now, huh?
I don't know.
Jeffries? Oh, Jeff. Nice job.
He stole the host?
How'd you do that?
Oh, I'm the host.
Mark,
I took the host over.
you
My
took
goodness.
the host over?
Good for you.
I'm in charge of JJ's stuff now.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, this is a doable deal. I think the banks would do this, but I don't have 5.1 million, so we'll have to find the 5.1 million somewhere. And we could get this deal. We could do this deal. This makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Let me give it a link and see if she wants to hop back in.
And it's almost 100 grand a month NOI.
I love that.
Awesome.
But the only problem is that you have a $78,000 a month. You're only going to make 22 grand a month. That's not horrible because of the rent bump play. I don't know what the rents are in this area, but if you could raise the rent on 228 units, $50 a month. Here's where the money is, okay? Let's see. 228 times $50. It's 11.4 a month times 12. 136.8 a year. Divide that by 0.07.
All right, when you're done, you give me back the host, you rotten thief.
That's almost a $2 million.
You want the host?
How that happen?
A $50 a month raise on rent.
Up on there.
Oh,
No, it's fine.
Oh, wow. Look, I can make you a co-host.
oh wow.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to poke around here. What else do we get to see, man? My goodness. Look at all these.
It's still streaming live though. It didn't
Look at
kick
all
me
these
out of the
things.
live. It just kicked me out of the Zoom for some reason.
I'm going to put you in the waiting room. Look at that. Allow multiple pin.
You better
I think
stop.
this is a webinar.
It's a different version of Zoom, right?
All right, you're in charge again.
Well, you guys like this deal or no?
If Pansy makes me the co-host, maybe. Should we make an offer? Should we write an LOI on it or what?
I didn't quite catch it all. Does it seem like a good deal or what?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a great deal. What does the audience
right.
think? Do you guys
What's
think
the
it's a
next
good deal?
step? All right, if we agree that it's a good deal, what's the next step?
Well, the next step is getting an LOI out for our price. They're not going to get 20 million.
All right,
Okay,
so
so-
let's write an LOI.
So, yeah, are we ready? What do we do after we write the LOI?
Wait for a response.
Yeah,
And what
Jeff's
if they
gonna mail the
accept our
LOI.
offer?
The offer is going to be 1.69 or excuse me, 16.9 million.
Okay.
I'm gonna write the offer exactly like that. $16,961,362.97.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Write the
So-
offer just like that, Jeff. With all the cents and everything.
Is that the lowest or the maximum offer? We don't want to hit them with the maximum allowable.
Sure,
offer.
we want to hit them with our maximum offer, see if we get the deal.
The first
Other
time,
people-
so
other
don't
people-
try to play games.
No,
This is it, and that's all we're given, and that take it or
That's
leave.
right. We're gonna put your name on the LOI.
Okay,
Pansy's gonna
so
write the LOI.
we put an LOI, say it gets accepted. What's the next step?
Oh, we gotta hurry up and raise about
5 million.
$5.1 million.
$5.1 million in like 60 days.
So with staying within regulations, how do we do that?
You got to go to people that are real estate people, you know, that are in those discords. There's probably people in there that are accredited and ready to go.
So we need
There may
accredited
be people
investors.
that already have their 401k set up for that too.
Yeah.
Is that, where it would be in a 503
The guy we
something?
talked to today could take this thing down cash, like no problem.
What?
Yeah, he raised 230 million.
Yeah, but then how do we get in on a deal if he could just take it down cash?
He would probably buy this thing. If we put it all together, he would probably buy it.
If he buys it and we bring it to him, we get to be put on the deal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really interested. He wants to do more business together. He likes how the presentation went this afternoon and all the things that we talked about. And he's like, I'm saving your guys' numbers and I'm gonna go talk to my board this Friday, and then I'm gonna have an answer for you on Monday.
So we would all get some type of equity partnership thingy,
We'd be general partners.
general
Yeah.
partners.
Yeah. What would
Okay.
be left for the investors right here?
Now, the
So-
thing is, if he got 100% of the money on this one,
Yeah,
there's no mortgage.
right. Well, you're
And
gonna
we
pay
got-
debt over there.
We got 100 grand a month coming in. I mean, we could probably get 20% of that for us.
80-20 split?
Yeah, if he's doing a cash purchase on this, he ought to get 80% of the money.
Well, let's write up an LOI then, dude. Let's go
Yeah.
get it. Where's this thing at?
It's in El Paso, Texas.
Is that a good area? All the other information worked, right?
It's not a primary market, but hey, I mean, the population's growing, the income is growing, and the jobs are growing. So, I mean, it meets all the requirements.
Yep. Then we should get an LOI out to these guys, and we'll make Sammy write the LOI.
Yeah, it's his
we could do
deal.
that.
Yeah,
We
it's
could
his
do
deal.
that.
He's got to write the LOI.
He's the one who brought it.
That's right.
Well, it's his deal. We just vetted it out. It took what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, come on, we've been on this streaming for 2 hours. What are you talking? We had to
No,
get
but
all
this didn't take that long, and we still
So
got
we
a
can
DSCR of
JV
1.27.
So we can JV, and Sam can also possibly be part of the 20% that we get.
Yeah.
Or, like, we all do it that way? Is that how you're saying we'd all be general partners on it?
Well, you have to partner in a LLC, and then that one, a bunch of JV people with roles and all kinds of great things.
How about that one, Sam? Are you listening? Is he even here?
I'll be the asset acquisitions or the
Yeah.
asset manager. Don't matter. I'd like to be the asset manager.
I'll be the asshat. I'll be the.
I don't know all the different roles of the
We have
partnership.
buyers for this.
Huh?
We have buyers for this. That's underwriting multifamily. I mean, there's probably a little bit more. We got to verify all the other records and all that kind of stuff.
It looks good with the information we have. We have to verify it, have to check the bank accounts, have to look at the property, have to determine if there's any things that have to come out of the purchase price once they accept this. Then we go ahead and do our due diligence, and whatever's broke, they need to either reduce the price or fix the stuff that's broke. So
I mean, so how do people get double-digit returns on a 7 cap property?
Raise the rent.
Right?
So is this building not at cap, like it's full rental rates then?
It's
They're
below market
getting
rent?
$964 a month. Let me look what the average rent is for El Paso, Texas. Give me a minute.
10.4.
Okay.
hope some people are getting some good information here.
Well,
I know I
somebody
am.
have. There's only one person watching. Huh? We're on,
one person watching.
we're on TV. Now we can watch this all the time.
There you go.
Yeah. We can watch our underwriting all the time. That's a pretty nice tool, man. Where did you find that?
That's that one you put together.
Oh, what else does it? If you scroll down, what else does it do? Man, it's pretty simple, huh?
Yeah. Pretty extensive.
You love that thing, huh?
Yeah, it's a tool, man. You got to use the tools.
Tools of the trade, man. I used
Yep.
to use hammers and nails,
Yeah.
and now I use clicks and rolls, clicks and scrolls.
Pliers and screwdrivers.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It just almost to the top on the stream. Huh?
I'll be right back.
It's color coded.
We are, well, yeah, all you do is you edit just all the yellow squares. That's it.
All the yellow squares.
Right?
And green squares.
Yeah. Right, Tammy? Tammy? Tammy?
Oh, you're such a good singer. Yeah, that's it. Where'd you go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What are you talking about?
If they don't know you, they can't blow you.
Sam?
Right?
What are you doing? Sam? Sam? What happened? Tell me about it.
There's a couple $100 a month rent that we could bump on this. It's not at market.
Nice.
That sounds good.
Okay, so we
we
bumped
should
it.
ask Sam, when are we writing the LOI? Tomorrow?
Right, where's Sam?
He's on the
Sam.
call. I remember he was saying he was talking to an investor.
A $200 a month bump would bring us about $7.8 million of new value.
Now that, my friend, take that to the bank.
No, we go borrow this money from the bank.
Right?
That's
We
right.
go buy another deal.
Let's do it.
A good one.
It just never stops, huh?
No.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Where's
I'm
Sam?
gonna have to cut out, guys. I'm gonna turn loose, get the stop screen share here, and let you guys get back on it. Margarita's
right.
home, so I got to get some cough medicine in me, get rid of this sore throat. So
Well, thank you.
I will talk with you guys tomorrow.
Sounds
All right,
good.
see ya. Bye
Have
now.
a good one.
You too.
Appreciate you, Jeff. How flippin' awesome. Sam, are you still around? You can unmute now.
I just tried it.
He may have set his phone down and went to bed or something and forgot.
He forgot?
Maybe. Sam, are you still? What do you want, Asia? I'm drinking my smoothie out of my blender.
Huh? What did you? Did you eat it all? Did you eat it all? Why are you shaking? Is it cold? What's wrong? Huh? Why are you looking at Dad? Huh? You're shaking.
You're shaking, Sammy?
Why do you say he's Maple Bay?
See my big old smoothie?
Right?
Oh,
That's
I
a
didn't
whole
want to
picture.
dirty a glass. I'm drinking
what'd
it
you
out of
put
the
in
pitcher.
it?
What, like, flaxseed, granola, banana, dragon fruit,
Ooh, dragon fruit's my favorite.
and mango, and walnuts, whole milk Greek yogurt, and almond milk.
Ooh,
Oh, and coconut milk in the can.
coconut milk's good.
But the canned stuff with the actual meat from the coconut in there, you put that in there, not the coconut milk like you buy in a carton or
Yeah. No. In the can one. Yeah.
something. Yeah. But I'm trying to gain weight, so that's what, like, and then
Oh,
sometimes I throw avocado in there.
yeah.
So yeah. And banana. Did I say banana?
The
Just a
banana.
little bit. Just
Banana.
whatever I see. I'm like, sure, that seems good. Sure, put that in. Sure. Like
The
Emerald,
the
what is
dragon
it?
fruit is good. I
Emerald
tried to grow it
Bagasse, what's
once
his
a
name?
couple years ago, and
Who's
it didn't work.
who's that
No.
chef? Bam, bam. Emerald Lagasse, is that it? How you say?
Yeah.
Bam. I'm like, that'll work. Bam, bam. I'm just grabbing ingredients.
Let's add that in there. Boom.
Mhm.
That'll work.
I'm having fun with it.
Yeah. My boss, one of my bosses, she does that. She has smoothies in the morning. So I'll ask her, hey, what did you throw in your smoothie today? You know? And she'll, what was it? Not today. She didn't have one today. She had one yesterday. It was bananas, blueberries, yeah, granola. What else did she put in there? She didn't have coconut milk. She added like almond milk, and then some
I add
other.
almond milk too because it's thinner when you got all the dry type and
Oh yeah, and then she
bulky.
put like ice in it.
Yeah. I don't put ice because I use frozen frozen fruit.
Yeah.
So I don't, and then I just make a big thing and put it in the fridge and just whip it up each time.
So you have a Ninja?
Yeah, it's a Ninja blender. It's actually my neighbor. He got a new Ninja blender, so he let me use this one, and it just became mine. He knows it's here if he ever needs it. I'm the same way. Like, if he borrows something, like, we'll come looking for it.
Right?
But
Yeah.
he's not gonna be looking for this. He probably, you
No?
know.
So you're
No.
the only one that uses it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it come with like your own like thermos with the cap on it? We don't have one, but like my boss.
Oh, this is
uses
just
that.
a big older Ninja.
Yeah.
But I used to have one of those smaller ones where you could do single servings at a time, but that doesn't work for me because it's like, I don't know, then you have to have all these little servings. That's why I like the big blender. I just make a whole bunch all at once. And then throughout the day I can have a smoothie, you know, whenever.
You don't have to make it. It's already made, you know?
Yeah, because I have to, you know, you have to consume so many calories a day, and I don't always like what we have to eat or feel like eating. I don't know. Like, I'm hungry, but it's like, man, I had that already, you know?
Right? I want something else.
You know? It's
I
like,
don't know, like my routine is like I wake up and I'll have like one of these waters, right? And then I'll take my medicine and then vitamins, and then I'll have a cup of coffee, and then I don't eat until 10. And then at 10, then I'll have like whatever the kids are having for snack. And then a fruit. That like whatever they're having and then a fruit. And then lunch is light. I don't know. Like today I had with string cheese. What did I have? String cheese. String cheese. I think that was just it. Oh, and crackers or whatever. But dinner, dinner is like my main meal. I don't know. In the morning, I'm not that hungry. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lunchtime from like snack and on, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm hungry. But dinner is when I'll eat like a meal, you know?
I
Yeah.
eat little meals all day. Like all day. All, you know.
But I'll drink like a whole bunch of the water though at work. Yeah. Yeah. But I know you're supposed to like eat like a big meal for breakfast and then like dinner time should be like less, you
Lighter,
know,
the
without
lighter
rough
meal.
food, you know.
Yeah.
Mine it's a reverse for me. But
Well,
yeah.
it's supposed to help your sleep not be so full and you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I can't go to sleep hungry. If I'm hungry before I'm trying to go to bed, like I cannot sleep. I'm like, man, my stomach is growling. I'm freaking hungry. How am I gonna last another like 6-8 hours, whatever, till I get to breakfast?
Right?
Like,
yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's been like thirst like the last couple months. Really weird. So I drink up on the water and stuff. Not so much
well,
on like
because the
soda.
weather,
Once you go
well,
out.
it's probably not, I mean, like the weather here dries you out more in the winter, you know. So you do need to consume more water. I don't know if it's that much cooler where you're at.
Well,
Like,
today was it yesterday? Yesterday and today was warm. It was like in the 60s.
oh, nice.
But in the morning it's still freezing. It's still like what was it, 39 or 40 or something like that. But you know, it's not like that. Like that temperature is not like that's not normal for here. You know, no, it's cold this year.
Wonder what happened to Sam.
I don't know. I know he said he was on a call.
Oh,
Yeah. He's a smart kid. You know, he knows
He's an
what
adult. He's not a kid, is he?
well,
he's 21.
Is that a kid or not really?
Isn't yeah, look, your
Well,
mom
the
had
mama
oh,
bear
remember?
in me, the mama bear in me calls him
You're
a
still
kid.
kids. Even like my stepmom and whatever, she would say, "Oh yeah, you guys are still kids." Even though we have like Emily and Cody. No, you guys are still kids.
It's not an insult.
No, it's a good thing. Young at heart, man.
I think we need to shut this down. I'm tired. What time is it? It's going on 11 o'clock.
Oh, you guys are 11, huh?
Yeah. I'm pooped.
Started early this morning, you know? Was it? It
Yeah.
was like 6 o'clock our time, so it's
I got to
like
get
9
better with
o'clock
my
your
schedule,
time.
man. I'm not doing well with my schedule. I'm not staying on. And I need to get back on. Like, I was doing good for a second. So,
Well, I
gotta
mean,
get back
it's
on
a
it.
lot of you know, connecting with a lot of people and having conversations and a lot of thinking and listening and you know, a lot of notes, you know, especially like behaviors and stuff like that look at. But yeah, yep, yep. I know. Today was good, except for it was all right for the kids. It was just like an old my past coworker. that I had worked with.
Well,
He just
you know we're live, right, girl? On
stirred up,
YouTube.
she just stirred up some.
Yeah, you're live.
Oh, well, like she's gonna.
It doesn't matter. You gotta be in a different mindset, different mode.
I don't know. The class was great today, though.
Mhm.
It was really good today. It was awesome.
Yeah. How did the kids do?
It
I
was
know.
awesome today. We were busy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was good. Now tomorrow, Thursday. Hey, tomorrow's February.
Right? It's crazy, right?
Her birthday's coming up too.
Yeah. Tomorrow's like the 1st of February. I already changed everything and I'm like on the calendar and now it's like kids are in our class, new ones for this week. So
That's cool. Your
yeah.
birthday, what, is the 2nd?
Yeah, Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Friday I go in, I switched hours with my coworker. So I go into work at 7 and I get off at 4. So I won't be able to go on the Zoom with Rihanna. So you guys gonna have to do a shout out. Campfire style. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll get out early. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. He's all like, oh yeah, why don't you go ahead and we'll switch? I'm all like, is it okay? She goes, yeah. I'm like, that would be very nice. Thank you. That would be sweet.
All right, people. I think we're gonna call it a night, and I will see you guys bright and early in the morning. I don't think we have any meetings in the morning.
Wait, I have it in the black book. I think.
Except for Rihanna. No, it's Rihanna's Friday.
Yeah, but I think
tomorrow's Thursday.
Thursday.
What do we got?
No, I didn't write it down.
Do we have nothing scheduled for tomorrow?
There's something on the calendar.
I think so. I have to look in the thing real quick. Hold on.
It is not showing me.
Whew.
I keep having this issue.
You got Sam's information, right?
Yeah, I have ways to get a hold of him.
So we can write an LOI on this thing. Let's do an LOI on it.
I don't think he can hear us.
No, but we got to do an LOI on this thing.
Yeah, there's one with Aaron at 6:30 tomorrow morning.
What?
That's it.
6:30 your time? Is that Aaron Kim? Which Aaron?
Well, you're
Aaron
on the live stream,
Paul?
right? You're on live stream.
Oh, yeah. We can go over. We can get out of here.
You want to bet?
And go over to ours.
Tell the YouTube folks. See you later.
Bye.
Later. Thanks for hanging out.
Hey, don't
Thanks for
forget to like and
rewatching.
comment and share and all the other YouTubey things like
Yeah, all
Aaron
that
Golden
good
said.
stuff.
Do all that YouTubey stuff.